Hello and welcome to Build Up to a Good Game. We're now in 5 minutes away from kickoff as Liverpool take on West Ham United at Anfield in the final quarter-final game of the Carabao Cup. 3 teams already through to the semi-final. Who shall be joining them? That's going to be decided over the next 90 minutes, possibly with penalties as well. Gonzo, how is oneself?
Not bad, mate. Not bad. Thank you very much. Nice to see you again.
Yeah, it's been a while, hasn't it?
It's been a while. We've both raced back. Both raced back from Billericay earlier, didn't we? In our various ways. The sat nav was naughty, actually, has to be said. There wasn't an incident. Let's put it that way. But we're both home, safe and sound now, and looking forward to the revelation of the teams.
Yeah, early news. We'll get official lineups in 5 minutes' time, but I believe it's quite a heavily rotated side for West Ham this evening, Gonzo. And I'm going to tell you now, you're not going to like it. You're not going to like it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you're not going to be happy. Basically, I wasn't going to be doing this show with Gonzo time. I'm only doing a little bit of it because we met up with Julian Dix and Tony Gale earlier, so people have ordered all the Julian Dix stuff. So I need to get it sent tomorrow, so they've got a chance to get it before Christmas. So I need to sit and do all the orders tonight, essentially before the game, and then later on tonight. And I thought, no, I'll join him. I'm excited for the game. I thought I don't want to miss out on the build-up. I quite like doing a build-up show. I want to get in there, get excited. You know, hear you excited, see the live chat excited. So I'm setting up now, and then the team comes through on my phone. I'm like, off to do orders.
Should have stuck with a franking machine. Yeah.
I've just gained 90 minutes to do orders though from 8 p.m. onwards. You know, originally I was busy a couple of hours ago, but I think I might be freed up all of a sudden.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, I don't know. I mean, how bad can it be? That is my question. He obviously doesn't use enough players to. I'll tell you what I do know. No matter how bad it is and how rotated it is, I'll wager Maxwell Cornet's not in there.
Can I just say, Mandy, I'm not winding you up. I don't wind you up. I wind up Gonzo sometimes. Yeah. I say, if you could pick one player to start, who would it be kind of day? I don't tell him. I give him a smirk because I can't help it. I genuinely don't sit here and troll the live chat, making all this bad when it's really good and vice versa. There's a few changes tonight. There were rumours earlier. There's a bug going round again. And I think the earlier names was Maxwell Cornet and Naif Gerd, and obviously that wouldn't be the end of the world because one of them wouldn't be playing anyway. But
he'd probably go and see the doctor in Australia to get some Beecham's, Cornet.
Yeah. So hang on 1 second. Let me just. There we go. Yeah, so we'll get official lineups in 3 minutes, though. But honestly, I'm not winding you up. I promise you. So you'll be with Gonzo. So Gonzo will be doing the old bet tonight. So there'll be an optimistic one flying around on there.
Yeah.
Someone will be being with a chance of winning $8,000. All you'll need is Bone to score a hat trick.
800 grand. I think you'll find, John.
But if someone does win the $8,000, can you buy a signed Julian Dix shirt from us?
We've got a few.
We've got a few Julian Dix shirts. Bit of admin. Let's go over and done with them before lineups come out. Please do subscribe if you're new around here and drop a like on it, regardless of whether you're new or not. It helps out this video, helps out the channel, and we appreciate it a lot. So please start clicking the thumbs up. Do it now though, because I think when the lineups are out, you're probably not going to be in the mood for clicking the thumbs up. So while you're feeling good, get interacting, right? Charlie said he's done my graphic for me, so let's have a wee look and see what it is. Yeah, here we are. There you are. Look at that. Back in stock. Order now. So earlier on today, myself and Gonzo met up with Tony Gale, and we got some of his autobiographies signed by him in person. So let me just give you a little sample. There you go. Best wishes, Tony Gale. He signed 100 books for us. So we've now got 98. We've sold 2 today. Now got 98 books to sell on our website. Go to hammerchatstore.com. The link is in the description below. If you order one tonight, when you get to checkout, it says, do you want to put a tip? If you put a £1 tip, there's a reason for it. So we're not just cashing in. You put a £1 tip, I'll send it tomorrow, track 24. So that'll pay for the extra postage and it'll get to you on Friday. So if you want to sign Tony Gale book, order it tomorrow by 12 o'clock, put £1 on the tip, and I'll put track 24. If you don't put a tip, I'll just send it track 40 as usual. It should arrive Saturday, but obviously if you're not in, you ain't going to get it for Christmas Day. At least for Friday, you've got that buffer zone that they'll come back on Saturday with it. So Tony Gale books, 20 quid, signed by Tony Gale. RRP is 20 quid. There's no additional cost despite Tony Gale having signed it. So
lovely biscuits at Tony's house. lovely biscuits at Tony's house.
It was
thick chocolate on those biscuits. I got to say.
It was nice brew, nice biscuits. Then went to see Julian Dick's nice car park.
It's a private joke.
To be honest with you, we met him up in a car park and he signed all the stuff for us. Anyway, Gonzo, would you like to know the West Ham starting 11? I promise you this is the starting 11, right? I promise you it's starting 11. In goal tonight, Charlie, the keeper's wrong. In goal tonight is Alphonse Areola. On the back four for West Ham, we've got Soufal at right back, Mavropanos right centre back, Ogbonna left centre back, and Ben Johnson at left back. In midfield, we've got Edson Alvarez and Thomas Souček with Pablo Fornals, and then we've got Said Benrahma on the left, Mohamed Kudus on the right, and Jad Bowen up front. I know people will be asking, where's this player and where's this player? On the bench, we won't go through the whole bench. Don't put it on the screen, Charlie. But Ward-Prowse and Paqueta are on the bench. So is Emerson and Zuma. Now, there were rumours of illness earlier, whether they were just not fit enough to play because of the illness or not. We'll have to wait for David Moyes to clarify that. But this is the West Ham starting 11 tonight.
Right. I mean, we got a big problem at centre half there because... I mean, I don't think Darwin Núñez has scored in a long time. Obviously, I don't know their team. We'll find out in a second. But he does not. I like the player. I think he's a good player. I just don't think he's particularly well suited to Liverpool. I think he's a tremendous player. Actually, I think he's strong and he's fast. He's very, very mobile. He doesn't stop. In fact, all their forwards are quite mobile. This is not a game for Ogbonna, and I understand he might not be blessed with options there. That worries me more than anything else. And unfortunately, we just seem to be in a situation now at fullback because David Moyes has not made any contingency and he just plays all the time. And because we had a couple of games where he put Cresswell in there and Cresswell's not worked out. And it's no surprise. Cresswell wanted to leave the club. Cresswell, as you said, was training on his own. There should have been a contingency there. We should have a definite left back who's played. Now, that left back could be Ben Johnson. If that's who he decided, then he's the manager. But I've got some games in there. We were a little bit screwed with that back line, actually, I think.
Yeah, I don't mind Fornals replacing Ward-Prowse. I think, given how we play, I think Fornals is possibly the most like-for-like replacement we've got for the role that Ward-Prowse has played. So that gives me hope that actually Fornals is going to be pushing up alongside Bowen. We're going to be pressing from the front as we have been in recent games. That actually gives me a little bit of hope, that replacement. Obviously, Paqueta on the bench isn't ideal. But you know what, Benrahma, it's a good chance for him. It's just the defence. I'm dreading it, truth be told. I'm absolutely dreading it, and sort of lack of confidence, Ben Johnson, and playing next to a really slow Bonner who's struggled at times against piss opponents in European football. It's a bit harsh, but let's be honest, Bakatopola are wank, Bonner struggled in those games. So I'm worried. When I seen this team come through, I was gutted, I'll be honest with you. I was bang up for tonight. I was really hopeful, thinking with our starting 11, the form we're in, we can go there and get something. I said get something. Even if we took it to pens, then it's a lottery. Then it's 50-50. It's game on if you can take it to penalty shootout. It's anyone's victory. So even if we just took it to pens and just took it to a game of luck almost, because we've actually been pretty good in penalty shootout. Bar Blackburn, we've done all right in penalty shootouts under Moyes. Not that we've had too many of them, but Man City in particular, it was like comfortable pens and whatever. But that defense just gives me the fear, truth be told. Honestly, I'm just no, thank you.
Well, you sort of want one of the two things to be clicking, and we've had a couple of clean sheets, which has obviously clicked for us in consecutive games. The other thing that's clicked for us is that creative ball from midfield. And now don't get me wrong, Alvarez was the guy supplied that lovely assist for Kudus in the European game, and obviously Paquetá was on it in the league, but I don't think we have that either. So I'm not saying we have no attacking threat. That's not what I'm saying. But it's very, very difficult for Benrahma to play that role, and we need to count. He's the wrong choice there. I feel for a quick counter attack. So is he? He's also probably going to stay on the left, so he's not probably going to have the ability to play that fast ball. Hopefully, I'm wrong. Jurgen Klopp will be delighted to see that team sheet. He'll be buzzing. with that. Because he's probably, they got bigger fish to fry. They got to look at Arsenal at the weekend because they don't want Arsenal going 4 points clear at the top. Liverpool have a real shout winning the league this year, and I've got to say that Jurgen Klopp getting that, will think, okay, this is pretty good. We'll have a look at it, Jeff. You don't have to go. Let's have a look at their team.
Yeah, they've got. I'll rattle through the West Ham bench. We're not going to discuss it. I'll just read it out for those tuning in that don't actually go and look and they just rely on us. So the bench for West Ham, it's a very strong one. In fairness, obviously it depends on the fitness, but it's a very strong bench. Arguably our strongest this season because it involves the likes of Paqueta. Fabianski's on there along with Aaron Creswell and Kurt Zouma, James Ward-Prowse, Lucas Paqueta, and Danny Ings, and we've also got Teal Kedder, Emerson, and Mubama. So should it be 0-0 on the hour mark, I'll start to get excited because I'll be like, hello, let's get Paqueta and Emerson and Ward-Prowse on the pitch, and we can go on and win this. So that's the West Ham bench this afternoon. The start 11 for Liverpool. Now they've made changes as well. Klopp has rung a few changes for this one. In goal for Liverpool this evening is Keller with the back four of Gomez, Van Dijk, Quansah, and Smikas. We've got Endo, Jones, and Szoboszlai in midfield. Elliott replacing Mo Salah with Gakpo and Darwin Nunez as well in the attack. So a few changes. Trent and Salah on the bench, for example, but a very strong and experienced Liverpool team.
Yeah, look, there's a couple of players I'm not that fussed about them. Not seen much of him, but look, Van Dijk being in there, good player. Gomez obviously a good player. Szoboszlai, good player. Nunes, he's on a barren streak, hasn't scored for however many games it might be, so that is the West Ham way, of course. Come and get back in form against us. It's not the greatest team in the world I've ever seen. It has to be said. I'm not trembling with fear looking at that team. I'm more bothered about our team, basically. I think that's my problem. Had we have anything close to our best team out, I'd have fancied.
Yeah, I think it's actually made me more pissed off that we've not got our first 11 out. Because if Klopp fielded his strongest 11, I'd be like, well, even if we played the first 11, we might have still got beat anyway. But because Liverpool have rotated a little bit, I'm thinking, hang about it. If I'd seen our strongest team in that Liverpool team, I'd be rubbing my hands thinking, they're doing an Arsenal here. By the time you bring Salah and that on, we might be one up and then the game's in our hands. Now, this should be interesting. The poll is live in the live chat. I don't know what the options are, but there's 4 options to pick from.
That'd be good.
Pick whichever one reflects your opinion of the West Ham starting 11 closest. I've got a feeling that this is going to be a landslide and it's not really going to go in David Moyes' favour. But that's the game on here. That's the poll. So get your answers in. Please also subscribe. There's 1,100 you choosing to watch us tonight. So thank you very much. It generally means a lot to us. When we see that figure, we're buzzing off the back of
aroused.
It. Please do. Yeah, we are aroused. Got a semi because of the West Ham team. It's
yeah.
It's but please do subscribe and like the video as well. The bench for Liverpool, for those interested this evening, we've got Adrian, our former player, is on the bench there. Was Konate, Diaz, Salah, Clark, Gordon, McConnell, Alexander-Arnold, and Bradley. So 3 or 4 experienced players on there, but certainly a few youngsters on the bench for Liverpool this evening as well.
Yeah. It's they got some really good players on there, no doubt about it, and a couple of them I haven't even heard of. So that's there we go. Do you know what? I'll tell you what's bugging me, Gio. I know you've got to go.
That's all right. I've got 5 minutes. Go.
Okay. I'll tell you what's bugging me is Aaron Cresswell.
What's he done? He's not even playing. How's that bugging you?
Well, that's what's bugging me. Aaron Cresswell is not playing. So he is. So Tony Gale has decided. Actually, Tony Gale's decided nothing. I'm just looking at him. Hello, Tony. David Moyes has decided that Aaron Cresswell is surplus to requirements. So Emerson is rested for tonight or whatever.
Right.
Whatever. Injured, sick, rested. Take your pick. David Moyes decided actually my next choice left back is no longer Aaron Cresswell. And I understand he's been crap the 2 times I've seen him this season. Yeah. So I understand that. Yeah. There's no reflection on his career at West Ham. Last 2 games I've seen Cresswell. He's been crap. David Moyes looked at that, thought he can't play left back for me anymore. Bearing in mind he's the 3rd choice left back. Why is he even on that bench? Yeah,
George has guessed what you're ready to say, really, and he's agreeing with you. George is saying, what's the point of having Cresswell on the bench?
Nice picture, George.
I know that we did take Casey and Kyle Marshall with us, so they're in Liverpool. They're just not on the bench, but we took them with us in case they were needed. Obviously, they're not required. So I get what you're saying in regards to Cresswell. The only way we'll bring him on tonight is if we're out of the game. So if it's 3-0, well, there's no point bringing Emerson on, is there? So you might as well just let him have a run out. But this is a Carabao Cup. This is a quarterfinal of a cup competition. This isn't time for sentimentality. This isn't time for mates rates and stuff. This is time for doing whatever you need to do to get into the next round. We win this, we've got a bloody decent chance. There's a good if we were to win this, got 1 in 3 chance of drawing a championship team in a semi-final. Now Borough's a good team, Carrick's a good manager. I'm sorry, but you'd fancy your chances over 2 legs against any championship club. So we could get Borough, we could get Fulham again. And I know they papped us 5-0, but I do think there was a situation around that game. If anything, that might have done us a favour. Go play Fulham again. Hang on, remember they thumped us 5-0 at Craven Cottage, right? Go out there and then Chelsea aren't that great this season. The 3 teams in the competition left, they don't strike me with fear. I think the winner of this cup comes from this tie. Whoever wins this tonight, I think goes on to win the Carabao Cup.
Look, and a lot of people rightly making the point about the travelling fans that have gone up there. Yeah. This is the worst Moyes has done in a while in a cup game. I was very happy to sing his praises and say he takes these games really, really seriously. It's hard to say that now, isn't it? There's no doubt. There's no doubt about it. And I really hope. I want to be wrong. Let me get this right. I want to be wrong. I do not want to see Ogbonna getting torn apart. So I can say, there you go. I thought that might happen. No. But I suspect Tilo Kehrer should have played alongside Mavropanos at centre-back. If Agurd's sick, and I imagine he is, because he's not even there, and Zuma, if we assume he can't play 2 games a week, which I think is a safe assumption, the partnership should have been Kehrer and Mavropanos, particularly given the opposition that we're playing against. So, yes, there are some rotation in there, but that's a very, very fast and able front three. Even though Salah's not there, their front three is going to cause a few problems, and they're gonna stretch us. That's the thing. I really hope I'm wrong. Honestly, I'd love to come on there afterwards and start talking about Ogbonna, having a heroic back to the wall performance, but it doesn't look great at the moment.
Yeah, James is saying, how do we know Paqueta, Emerson, Ward-Prowse and others aren't ill? We don't. I mean, they might be ill. They might be, but
I'd imagine they wouldn't have travelled though, right? If you're really ill, you stay. You're in bed, right? You don't travel at all and get better for the weekend.
Yeah, and also they've travelled up to Liverpool. It's not like Fulham where they travelled across London, so they're back in their own bed that night, kind of thing. Whereas tonight they're staying over in Liverpool. They probably stayed in Liverpool last night. They're staying in Liverpool again tonight. So
they're not going to stick them on a coach. If they've got a virus, you have to assume they're not going to stick them in the same coach as everyone else, right?
Yeah, you don't want to stand in the dugout with everyone else either, do you?
No. So you have to assume. You don't actually know, but you have to assume that they wouldn't do that. There's not going to be the club doctor's not going to say, yeah, stick all the sick people on a coach, switch the aircon on, circulate it around and stick them on with all the players that are fine. So you have to assume they're not. I think he's just prioritising the league.
Bloody Charlie, got the goalkeeper wrong. Now he's missing a player from the starting 11. He's missing Soufal. There we go. Look at this. Oh, can't get the staff these days, can we? He did create a nice graphic to promote the Tony Gill books, though, so we'll let him off. There you go. I'm sorry, Soufal's on the ticky point. Thanks, Danny. I don't know what point I made, but thank you. I appreciate it.
It was a good one.
Thank you very much. Right, I'm going to go in a minute. In regards to the virus, we don't know, Trini. We'll get clarifications. I'm sure Moyes will be asked before the game, what is that team all about? And then, like to hear his reasonings. But I do worry. When the rumours of the bug come out, I did think it was a bit excuses so Moyes could rotate. If Moyes rotates, we get knocked out. Moyes is going to get belted by fans. But if the rumour comes out there's a bug, he leaves the sick players out who are sick. We get beat. Moyes can say, they had the bug. They couldn't play them, but they'll be all right for Man United. It's fine. It's all right. We're up in Liverpool. Let them sip tonight. They'll be right as rain for Saturday afternoon. Don't worry about it. But I believe there was a bug around the Fulham game, but for this one, it just seems a bit too convenient. And also, we didn't know about the Fulham bug right before kickoff. It was like an hour before kickoff. It came out in order to protect the team news, in order to keep the opposition manager guessing and whatnot. Whereas tonight, well, it came out a lot earlier. You knew about it last night. You heard last night there was a bug. So it's like, hang on a minute, why is this getting leaked now, kind of thing? Bear in mind, Moyes keeps his cards close to his chest in press conferences and bluffs it a little bit and whatnot. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. I'll be honest with you. I'm disappointed. It's of course we can win. I bloody hope we do. I hope I'm wrong. I was really optimistic for this game. The last couple of days, I've been really looking for. Since that full-time whistle went against Wolves, I've been really up for tonight. I got really excited. Watched Liverpool struggle against a low block Man United. I got further excited. Oh, hang on, wow, we can defend better than this Man U lot sometimes, and we can possess more. We're better on the counter attack. Paqueta, Kudus, and Bowen's a better counter attack than Højlund, Garnacho, and Anthony. And James Ward-Prowse is a better number 10 than Scott McTominay. So I was thinking, hang on, we've maybe got a chance going to Anfield. It's a small one, a 20% chance. Well, it's reduced drastically, probably. I remain hopeful, but I'm no longer optimistic, if you know what I mean, Gonzo.
No, I'm not optimistic about the bet either, Gio. I've got to be honest with you. It's going to be hard.
You're going to have to go wild. You're going to have to put a West Ham win in just in case. But do West Ham to qualify, so it covers the penalty shootout as well.
Oh, hold on. That's. Do you know what? This is why.
Are you on your Bet365?
Method of victory.
Yeah. Wait. Are you on Bet365?
Yeah, on the bet builder. Yeah.
You'll see one that says to qualify.
Do you know?
Right. It's to qualify or to win the tie or something, right?
Mm.
What's the odds? We'll still be like 2-1.
I've got both teams to qualify. You're absolutely right. Well done.
What's West Ham's odds?
5-2.
Put that in. That's a good one. There you go.
Let's start.
I'm going to disappear now, but use that as
give me a good start. I like that.
That way, as long as we go through that bit or the bet wins, so it covers the penalties as well, just in case it goes to beds. Unfortunately, Gonzo, I was predicting a 1-0 win. I'm now predicting a 2-0 loss.
Mm.
Well, actually, I don't know, because we still have our attack. We still have Kudus and Bowen.
Yeah.
The problem is getting the ball to Kudus and Bowen. We don't have Paqueta. We don't have Ward-Prowse. We don't have a Gerd with his long balls anymore. So we've lost the sort of delivery from the back. Now we've got Mavropanos. Hopefully that can add a little bit of something. We've lost Emerson down the left. So while we have the attack, it's my worry is getting the ball to them. They don't even need much. You give it to them 40 yards out and they can make something happen. I'm genuinely worried at how we're going to give them the ball 40 yards away from the Liverpool goal. That's my problem. I think Bowen's going to be picking up inside his own half with Van Dijk breathing down his neck for 90 minutes. So I'm a little bit worried. So I think we'll lose tonight, but I pray I'm wrong because I'll be absolutely buzzing. 90 minutes away from a semi-final. It was a huge occasion, and I just hope these boys in starting 11 take this as an opportunity. Maybe not Bonner. I think he's realistic enough to know he's not got a future at West Ham, but he's professional. He's been committed to the club. I've got no worries about his professionalism or his attitude. But I hope Ben Johnson realises he's playing for a contract renewal. He was playing for a future at West Ham. Ben Rama's playing for a future somewhere. Fornals is playing for a big money move to La Liga. They've all got something to play for. So turn up tonight and give the manager something to think about when it comes to the Man United game, because Mavropanos has done it in recent games. Fabianski's done it. You could guess tonight and say, well, hang on a minute, is Ariola now the cup keeper and Fabianski's now number one again? What's going on here? Fabianski's done giving the manager something to think about in the last few games. There's a big chance tonight. It's just don't know, just a little bit. I'll stick with 2-0, unfortunately, Gonzo. But anyway, I'm going to disappear and leave you in the hands of Gonzo, who's going to do a bet, and Charlie will join you with the results of the poll. As I'm disappearing, please do drop a like on the video. Subscribe to Hammers Chat. Gonzo, it's all yours, my friend.
Nice one, mate. Thank you, Geo. Good luck with his franking machine. Yes, I did say franking machine there. Okay, I mean, it's hard, isn't it, today? It's hard to... It's hard to be excited. It's hard to be motivated. I'm actually dreading it. Gio was absolutely right. We started the day. We stopped off after we'd finished doing the book signings and the shirt signings. We stopped off and we had a bit of lunch and we were excited about the game today. And now I am dreading it. I'm fearful. I am very, very fearful of what we're about to watch here. And I've had a lot of contact with a lot of people sort of outside of West Ham this week. I did a video about it yesterday, I think. And people were saying, "What's your problem? What's wrong? Why are you disheartened with David Moyes?" And it's funny because I would now say this here now. For all the reasons that we discussed, it's not just the team; it's the inclusion of Ogbonna rather than Kero. It's the fact that these players aren't up to speed. It's the pointlessness of Cresswell being on the bench. It's the fact that a lot of these players, they aren't oven ready, basically, because they don't get used because David Moyes consistently uses the same 12 odd players. And what, unfortunately, the squad of 20 odd just basically aren't ready for an occasion like this. It does worry me. It concerns me about time on the training pitch. You can change your players, and you can change the composition of your defense, but you're going to need to drill this stuff, right? You're going to need to practice this. And I think if you look at the schedule and you look, it's hard to make a case that we spent any more than just Monday on the training pitch, really drilling this stuff. Possibly Tuesday, but I'd imagine because we played Sunday, I'd imagine Monday was a warm down. So actually get on the training pitch, do tactics, possibly one day. It's hard to make the case for there being one day. It's not really enough to drill this type of stuff. So, look, it's a little bit of a concern. Anyway, I'm going to put it to one side. I'm going to try and make an optimistic bet now. I've got to make it optimistic because if I don't, someone's going to win tuppence, And we don't want that. Realistically, I could put a bet on now, and honestly, someone would be winning a tenner. What's the bloody point, quite frankly? So we're going to put it out there. Geo has absolutely set the tone by saying to qualify West Ham. That's 5-2. It's not great. It's not great. It has to be said. So this is where you lot get involved. I think I am going to need. I want at least 2 goal scorers for West Ham. Now, before you decide, think, how long are they going to spend on the pitch? I think that's going to be a really, really big thing. Do you know what? Greg. Where's he gone? Sorry, Greg was, this is a really good shout. Greg has said Ogbonna goal and Ogbonna card. That's excellent. Greg, I'm actually going to take that right now. He's not going to be the only one, so I'm going to need another goal scorer. I'll go back to the chat in a minute. Those are going to be really good odds. Andrew Ogbonna goal, play a card. Now, normally I do this accidentally and put a red card in. Okay, right. Now the bet is starting to look a little bit better. A little bit better. I need another goal scorer. Fornals, I mean, I don't know if Fornals, there's people saying Fornals, I don't know if Fornals is going to play that much of the game. A lot of you are saying Fornals, though. A lot of you are saying Fornals. A lot of you say, okay, I'm not saying Alvarez Carl. I'm going to go with Fornals, all right? It didn't pop into my head particularly, but I am going to say Fornals. My word, I'm going to do Edson Alvarez to get booked as well, because a lot of you are saying it. And we're going to go, I mean, I possibly don't need to do this with a Fornals goal, but I'm going to do it anyway. So that's Fornals. That's done. Right. You'll have to excuse me. I just need to, because it's right in my way, this camera. So please excuse me. I'm going to go on my bet slip now. I'm going to boost it by 20. My word. Okay. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I placed a bet. The bet is done. The bet is done, boys and girls. Excuse me for the wonky camera, but I have to do that. It's just the camera's right in the way of the screen, basically, where the betting app is. Right, that's done. Let me just go to my bets here. It's a whopper. This is a whopper. I haven't done the phrase that pays yet. I've got half an idea. Okay, so West Ham, here's the bet. If this comes in, somebody in the chat is going to win an amount of money, of which I will tell you in just a second. West Ham to qualify, to get through. Angelo Ogbonna to score. Angelo Ogbonna to be booked. Edson Alvarez to be booked. Pablo Fornals to score. I'm not sure how much of that. Basically, two people are going to win. No, they're not. No, I'm going to do one. One person wins £1,100. All right, £1,100. That ain't bad, is it? Right? It's obviously that's got to happen. One person wins £1,100. I'm just pretty sure. West Ham qualify. Angelo Ogbonna to score any time. Angelo Ogbonna to be booked. Edson Alvarez to be booked. Pablo Fornals to score first. Yeah, West Ham to qualify. There you go. That's it. It is done. Cash out? I don't think so. I'm confident in this. Right then, the money's down. I saw one. There you go. I've seen one of their. What Andy Walsh is saying. Show me the money. I've seen one of their substitutes. It's not the best phrase that pays, but I can't multitask. So I'm going with, Flash. Everyone likes Flash Gordon. Everyone likes Flash Gordon. I love the film. One of my favourite films, Flash Gordon. and it is Gordon's alive. Gordon's alive. That one. Brian Blessed. Gordon's alive. You don't have to write Brian Blessed. You just have to write Gordon's alive. If you write that, the phrase that pays, then you are going to be in with a shout. If all of those unlikely occurrences occur, thank you very much. Gordon's alive. Thank you very much, Justin. If all of those unlikely occurrences occur, what did I say? 1,100, something like that, wasn't it? 1,150 quid, something. Whatever it was, you win it. One person. I was thinking of doing, like 550 for two. But no, that's no good. Don't want that before Christmas, do you? Not at all. Not at all. I tell you what, you can take yourself to see Flash Gordon a lot of times with that much money. There you go. Everyone's saying it in the chat. Hello, Sketch. Hope you're keeping well, my friend. Merry Christmas to you, mate, over in Ireland there. There we go. There we go. Do you know what? The best bit has been, it may well be the best bit of this evening is actually doing the bet. I do enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. I found myself enjoying myself and let myself get carried away. I was sort of reminded of the team back there. Look, I hope to be wrong. Let's just say that now. I hope to be wrong. I really do. I hope so. I want to be doing an excited review. I want to be buzzing about it. I want to be talking about this for the next 2 or 3 days. Make no mistake about it. This is what I want. The tactical master plan of seeing the game out and then on the hour mark and the super subs come on and we give Jurgen Klopp a bloody nose. That's what I want the headlines to be. I really do. Because I'll tell you now, as I mentioned before, I've been spoken to a load of people who are not West Ham related. There's no sympathy for West Ham at the moment. People think we're a bit whiny, a little bit entitled. Why are you moaning about David Moyes? And even with this, I'm telling you now, the outside world would view this as, well, of course, West Ham are going to rotate. You can't blame David Moyes for changing things. He's got Europe to worry about. He's got... he's going to be going for 7th place against Manchester United. And you know what? To an extent, all of that is true. But it's what I always consider to be the match of the day view of everything. And it's that what I mean by the match of the day view, you only have a view of the club for that sort of 15 minutes, 10 minutes you might see once a week in a highlights package. You don't know the ins and outs of everything at the club. And the outside world doesn't really know how much that David Moyes only really uses 12 players, etc., etc. In the Tottenham and Crystal Palace game, he only made one sub and it was on the 87th minute. They don't know and they don't care. It's really only us that does. So and because we're armed with that information, that's why we crap ourselves when we see this sort of team, because there's that air of trepidation. We sort of sense what's coming. We're by far on our own. There'll be a lot of teams who, when they see a lot of clubs, when they see a lot of their fan bases, when they see a rotated team, they will be equally nervous at such things. But I can't help but agree with everybody that's said in the chat about the fans that have gone up there. That they do deserve a lot better. It's not an easy drive. There's people know of a big old crash on the M25 today. Undoubtedly, people driving up there would have encountered that. So they've been delayed going up there anyway. The trains are crap at the moment, as everybody knows. It's a big commitment. 6,000, I read 6,000 fans going up there today. Is this right? I mean, come on. I'd like to know. I just realised how much crap is. I do apologise. I had a delivery earlier and I just had to bung everything down. What a bloody state that is. You don't care, do you? I'd like to hear David Moyes' reasoning, particularly for the Ogbonna one. Why isn't Kehrer in there? This is a really interesting one. Right, I'll tell you what, let's get your score predictions in there, because this is just seen. What's that lovely motor? That is M like from James Bond, isn't it? Nice. What a lovely motor that is. Andy Wall says, yep, 6K away fans. She was something special, was Joanna, definitely. Right, okay, let's get this. Hold on. Oh, sorry. I've just seen somebody has written, not Gordon's alive, Gordon's Alice. I'll tell you what, I even don't mind. You also, Paul, are entered into the bet. If it ever does come through, I'll do it all transparent. Get my daughter down there to flick through all the names, and there you go. I'll even film us doing it. I'll bloody tidy up a little bit first. I'll tell you that much. Okay, let's get some let's get some scorelines. Sorry, Daz is just saying, can we see the bench please, Gonzo. Not Geo. That's the other one. Charlie, if you're still watching, is there any way we can have the bench up? If not, I can do it, but I'm gonna lose the basically where I am in the chat. Stay tuned, Dazza, Charlie, Dazza, Geo. I don't even know what I'm talking about at the moment, and we'll make sure we pop that up for you when Charlie joins us. So stay tuned. It's a relatively strong bench, though. Let's say that. Right, okay. Let's get to some of these scorelines. Elk the Hammer says that's 2-1 to us. Thank you as well for specifying who's who. Liverpool 1, West Ham 2. I like this. I absolutely like this. Let's have a little bit of positivity in it. Don't make it up there. If you think we're going to get whooped 5-0, say so. It's just I feel we probably have spent the last 30 minutes moaning, but it's worrying. We're just worried. Austin says 1-0 to the Cockney boys. Carl says 3-1. If we take that as the score be written, that would be Liverpool 3, West Ham United 1. So if it's put like that without any clarification, dodgy 1-0 win. Jasper Bond. There we go. Thank you very much. A 2-1 to us, says Ash. Look at that, Lucas. Look at that, Lucas. That's Mr. Pacatar on the bench. He's just typing. He's probably put a bet on for that. He might know something we don't. 8 cards for Lucas. 1-1, says George. Thank you very much indeed, George. Beneath the Headphones. Good name, isn't it? 3-2. Bowen ×2 for his birthday. And Caduce. Anyone see the parrot? You see the parrot? The parrot is magnificent. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I ain't got time to do it. I don't have the clip. We will discuss the parrot during the forthcoming days. We might be so depressed we might have to discuss as a West Ham parrot. Oh yes, indeed. Sings the Jared Bowen song. This is absolutely marvellous stuff. I'm sure in the age of mobile phones, this has been shared with all of you. Sean says we're going to lose 2-0, unfortunately. Paul, West Ham to win on pens. We'll have a bit of that. 1-0, says Jude. That's 1-0 to West Ham, he specified. Don't know. I'm wondering this myself, mate. I'm wondering this myself. 2-1, Liverpool will be tough, but I feel we'll compete. So yeah, there we go. That's all we can ask for is honest predictions. We'll play like shit for 70 minutes, make subs, then dump Liverpool for the rest of the game. Losing 3-1 again. Oh, the heartbreak. I read that in real time, obviously. I didn't think he was going to finish like that, actually. I got to say, pardon the expression. Right, anyway. 3-1 Bindibus, says Shane. 4-0. We know that's in context there, isn't it? We know that. He means 4-0 to Liverpool. Malak says 6-0 Liverpool. Quite a thumping there. I'm sure he's got some money on that. Mike, 3-1 with this sign up. So, yeah, Mike is not confident either. I don't know. That's just too much typing, particularly in uppercase. I can't click on that one. 4-0 Liverpool to Barras, says Daniel. John, 3-1 to the Hammers. Kevin, 2-1. Come on, you eyes. I guess, again, he's meaning 2-1. Liverpool win there, Kevin. Hello, Mark. 1-0, says Mark. Oh, this would be a good one. Debac Enterprise. Is that a company name? That must be a company name, I would imagine. Liverpool. That'd be a company name. It's unlikely your surname is Enterprise, like the Starship. Liverpool 2, West Ham 3. That would be a good one. Maybe that happens and our bet comes in. Oh, that'd be juicy, wouldn't it? That would be really, really juicy. Hoping Adam the Architect. What do you do for a living, Adam? He's hoping for a 2-1 win with a JWP free kick in the last 5 minutes. Gordon's alive. Wondering why Ballon Dawson is saying Gordon's alive, and we are very pleased that he is because we've got a bet. And if all the unlikely occurrences in the bet comes in, somebody who has typed Gordon's alive in the chat, or Gordon's Alice, will be in with a chance of winning a bit of money, which we're unspecified at the moment. It's about 1,100 quid. Might even be 1,150 quid. I closed down the window before I fully checked. Yes, Gordon's Alice. There we go. He never shouted it, Brian Blessed. People shout Gordon's alive. He never shouted it. He whispers it. Quietly. Oh dear. Dave, he's not confident. 2-0 Liverpool, given our starting 11. That's a song, I believe. What did I say? How do I say that? It's a 3-1 West Ham. Bedsit Radio. Bedsit Radio. You got a pirate radio station going on there. It's 4-1 loss. 4-1 loss, says Chris. He's had his sketch done by Cannon Townland. I'll see you there, Chris. Tony Lang. 3-1. I think that means Liverpool. 3-2 Liverpool win. Dover Kiwi. I think I pronounced that right, hopefully. Louis says 3-2 to Liverpool. And I like this. Do you know what? This is a nice little segue here. I'm going to be a little bit slick here. So this is SCW, the wrestling channel. So prediction is clear. 2-0 Irons. Oggy and Fornals to score. I like your style. I like your style. Maybe a couple of bookings as well. Well, I'll tell you what. If that prediction is not only a suplex, but a Samoan drop, then I don't know what is. So going from one wrestling aficionado to another, ladies and gentlemen, Charlie the Bevo Walshymeister.
Hello. Shout out Steve, my guy. Subscribe to SCW if you haven't already. What a man.
I like that.
Steve's a great dude. I like Steve a lot.
We like the I don't know much about wrestling. The Samoan drop. Sounds like a vicious
I wasn't expecting that one.
You weren't expecting it for that, you don't know.
Suplex, power bomb, lots of elbow drop. These are things people would drop. Samoan.
Power bomb. Power bomb.
Power bomb, mate. You get him up,
into that.
Come on now.
Certainly from The Undertaker. Does he still wrestle? Does he, The Undertaker?
No,
he doesn't. He retired. Even I know that.
He retired. I'm not going to talk about that as politics. I probably should back out of that one. Yeah, you're right.
Politics in wrestling. Brilliant. There you go.
It's less politics in wrestling and more.
Charlie, if you could take one wrestler and put him in West Ham's team for tonight, this may be the best question.
The Undertaker. We might need to come back from the dead.
In the history of Hammers Chat, who would it be? And you need to put up the bench because Dazza asked earlier.
There you go. Here's the bench, Dazza.
One wrestler to take out tonight's team. So we remove one player from the team. We want a wrestler in. We want a wrestler in there who's gonna sort things out and get us through. What are the characteristics we're looking for? I think we're looking for a bit of speed. Maybe take Ogbonna out there. I think we're looking for a bit of speed.
See, we're thinking of it from different ways. You're thinking a bit of speed, right? I was thinking maybe get someone as big as Andre the Giant in goal because then it just takes up more space and he might not be able to score past him. That's kind of my thinking.
Yeah, I think that's too easy. We want some speed, some athleticism. I'm assuming because they're wrestlers that they're all going to have size, apart from that little fella with the mask that's about that big.
Very
Mysterioso.
Surprisingly tall for
surprisingly tall. It's like when they say like Peter Crouch had surprisingly good feet for a big man. So Rey Mysterioso is surprisingly big for a little fella.
Because he's next to a bunch of people who are like 7 foot tall, and then you see him in real life, and you're like, oh, he's like almost normal height for a man. Despite whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably it's small. You're talking it's pace, power. I'm seeing like an underdog. Who's a good underdog? Sami Zayn. He's fast. He's got athleticism. He's a great underdog. Someone everyone can root for. That's what we're going to need today, Gonzo. That's what we're going to need.
I don't. Has he made this up? Is that a made up name? I'm sorry, I had to click on that. I shouldn't have done. Sounds a bit rude if you ask me.
No, that was an actual wrestler.
Oh, really?
He was an Irish leprechaun. He was I don't know how tall he was. He was probably about 5 foot tall or something like that. 4 foot something.
Deceptively tall for a dwarf.
He used to hide underneath the ring, Gonzo. Run out and hit people. And he's got up to various capers.
How is this?
At one point, there was a storyline where he was Vince McMahon's illegitimate son. These are the vibes we go for.
Did he with a chair? Did he use a chair or a ladder or something?
He used many things. He used many things. He was part of a 3-man band for a while. That was fun.
Nice. Well, there you go. I feel we've covered this wrestling malarkey. A lot of people seem to know this stuff. What about the poll, Charlie?
Right. So change the words again. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep changing the words until I can't think of any. which was very close to happening tonight. So we might go back to normal next time. But we asked you how you feel about the starting 11.
Yeah.
We'll go from least to most. So 5% of people said they had pure ecstasy.
Oh, what 5% of people saw that team? Listen, you can vote for what you want. It's your poll, literally, right? You can vote for what you want. But who bloody, when that poll came out, when basically you've seen the team and Charlie's selection, of which we don't know the rest yet. But we're the top. I'm imagining the pinnacle when you've seen that team. Bonner's in there, it's all in there. Ben Johnson's at left back. You're thinking, oh, this team, this is the one for me. This is the team I wanted. This is pure ecstasy. Honestly, it's football gold. It really is.
Neil might not be wrong.
It's true. Yeah, Neil. Yeah.
Neil might not be.
Yeah, he might be right. What else did we have?
13% said they felt a mild amount of joy. A mild amount.
Hey, Lee's owned up. He's come clean. Thank you, Lee. A mild amount of joy. How many?
A mild amount of joy. That was 13%. 1-3. 37% of people said they had a mild amount of displeasure.
Sounds uncomfortable. And then, I reckon all you need for that, is one aspirin. You don't need the naproxen and all that stuff. Half an aspirin
or a cushion
will cure that. What's the really bad one?
Yeah, 43% said it's crap. To be honest,
I love it. I love it. It's sort of linguistic flair throughout all this. And I love the way you dump a gravelly one at the end.
Hey, listen. It is the way it is. It is the way it is, and I can't blame people. I can't lie, Gonzo. I'm not as upset as other people, but certainly, I can't see it being I can't see it. Solid work, Rich. I can't see it being a big positive one today. Do you know what I mean? I don't think even me, who's coming at it from a slightly more positive angle, I can't look at it and be certainly buzzing about it. I've got at least a mild amount of displeasure here, if not more, and I'm trying to be positive about it, I'm looking at it and saying, realistically, look, that's arguably our first choice goalkeeper. It's our first choice right back. It's a lot of people's first. A lot of people think he should be our first choice centre back alongside Ogbonna and stuff. You got our first choice centre midfielder in Alvarez, who everyone says we literally can't do anything without. You've got Kudus and Bowen, who are arguably our two best players alongside Paquetá. I'm trying to look at it as positive as possible.
No, that's all right. You're allowed to.
But even then, I look at it and I still can't say I still can't put myself in either of the happy two categories.
No, you're not. The ecstasy is not for you. Talking about that, I just want to Major. Thank you very much for that chemistry lesson. I don't know if you noticed, Major. Today, I sent a picture into the Hammers Chat Patreon Addicts group chat for you to see, because myself and Geo and Mrs. Geo were in the Fox and the Hound in Billericay, and while we were sat there having the best bloody pie I've eaten, let me just say that. They're not paying me to say that, by the way. There was loads of stuffed animals around. There was a stuffed boar. But to be fair, I was stuffed by the time I'd finished in there. There was squirrels, partridges, things like that. We couldn't work out whether it was a real fish or it had some taxidermy done to it. But we actually put a picture in, Major, just for you in a WhatsApp chat, and they're probably in the pub wondering why we're taking pictures of these dead animals. I was wondering why they had dead animals in there in the first place. But what a pie. What a pie.
Listen, I can do nothing but appreciate a good pie,
Honestly, and all three of us independently, we hadn't even just, what do you want? I'll have the pie. We all had pie.
Listen, where are we saying it again?
It was the Fox and Hound in Billericay.
Well, what were you doing there again? Just for the Hammers Chat store? Just one last time?
Well, we were eating pie.
Wow.
But no, what we were doing there is we went over to a place close to that to get some books signed. Tony Gow's book, which is available in the store. Oh, nice graphic that. So we got lots of signed books from Tony Gow. Had some nice biscuits. Sounds like we just ate a lot, basically, which is true.
I have heard two stories from today, and both of them involved eating. So...
This is true.
And this is coming from me, who usually only eats. So this is quite wild for me.
steak and ale. Jeff, steak and ale. All steak and ale. They had a mushroom. I had a chicken and mushroom one in there. We all went with a steak and ale. And then we went to see Julian Dix, and we got this shirt signed. I think there may even still be some of them available in the store, but a lot of people had ordered stuff, like personalised stuff. So there was a lot of shirts. Honestly, a lot of shirts. And even we'd forgotten. So I think Geo took the books down there, and I took the shirts there. I handed the bag of shirts. It's a bag full of cloth, basically. Boom. Geo said, "Well, so it'd have been a lot."
I should say as well, during the show, my phone has kept buzzing because people have been ordering stuff on hammerschatstore.com. So shout out to everyone. Anyway, if you've ordered, shout out. My phone, I keep going, "Oh, is it a friend?" No, it's just another order on hammerschatstore.com. As Gmail buzzes once more, you love to see it.
I've got to go and anyway, before the game, I've got to go and get set up. I need to have a bowl of crunchy nut cornflakes because I haven't eaten enough today. That was early. That was earlier. That was lunch, by the way.
Yeah, I ate just before I came on because I hadn't eaten all day as well. So, sir, please go and eat. It's important. It's imperative. Enjoy it.
I'll need it to get me through.
Well, you need it to get through what was potentially going to be 90 minutes of fun football. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go.
There we go. Well,
Marcus
thank you very much.
Minutes, one Fox announced.
There you go. Right. There you go.
Get by.
There you go. I need the gym after today.
Probably not a good thing to do before or after the gym, Marky. But there's a pie apparently, and apparently it's good. It's good.
Absolutely. Anyway, I didn't do a Julian Dix, the Dickie from Billericay joke. I didn't do that one.
No.
Nah, I reckon he could take me out, so I left it well alone.
Oh, I don't know. I'd back you in.
You seen the parrot?
I've not seen the parrot. I don't know what this parrot.
You want to Google the parrot? West Ham parrot singing "Bowen's on fire."
Oh, yes. Sorry.
I almost did a parrot voice. Then the whole point is he ain't got a parrot voice. He's not going "Bowen's on fire." He's not doing that. I
haven't actually watched the video. It's been sent to me like 3 times, but I haven't actually watched it.
Bowen's on fire, and he's shaking. Bowen's on fire, and he's shagging. He gets distracted.
Well, as parrots are one to do,
Yeah, absolutely.
Not known for their concentration levels, are parrots.
And give us a kiss. All that. Not you, just saying, the parrot.
Oh, I was getting excited there.
No. Right, I've got to go.
Fair enough. All right, enjoy your crunchy nut.
See you later. Cheerio.
See you, Gonzo. Thank you, Gonzo. And thank you all for joining. I hope you're all well. I hope you're all good ahead of what's going to be a fun football match, guys. Just in case you haven't seen the lineups, they are running across the bottom of your screen right now. But Liverpool lineup as such. Can this button work? Let's find out. Liverpool doing that thing annoyingly where they don't have a graphic. They just have a tweet which you click on and it takes them to the website. So they line up with Kelleher in goal. They have defenders are Gomez, Van Dijk, Chimikas and Quansah. They have a midfield of Endo, Curtis Jones, Soboslai, Harvey Elliott, Gakpo, and then of course Darwin Núñez up front. Not the strongest team ever, if we're being honest about it. Certainly rotated, not massively, but rotated somewhat. Like I say, definitely not the strongest team you're ever going to see in your life when it comes to Liverpool. When you look at their bench, Adrian Kanate, Diaz, Salah, Clark, Gordon, McConnell, Alexander-Arnold, Bradley, you're talking a lot of, there's at least a couple of first teamers there. Not a lot, but a couple of first teams there. However, they are going up against this heavily rotated West Ham side. Well, not heavily rotated, maybe semi-rotated, but Ariella starts in goal. Soufal, Ogbonna, Mavropanos and Johnson at the back with Alvarez and Souček just ahead of them. You've got Fornals, Kudus, Benrahma and Bowen up front. Yeah, of course there are these rumours of sickness bugs going around. We obviously have a hell of a lot of games going on at the moment, so there will have to be some rotation at some point. It's not going to be easy. However, we do have, as Gio said earlier, potentially the strongest bench possible, but with sickness going around, we don't know who's actually fit, who's capable of playing, all of that sort of stuff. Fabianski, Cresswell, Zuma, Ward-Prowse, Paquetá, Ings, Kehrer, Emerson, and Mubama. You've got some game changers on there. It has to be said. There are game changers on the bench, but whether or not any of them are actually fit enough to play is a completely different story. It's a really difficult one to both take and to predict today. A really, really difficult one. And if we were both playing strong teams, I would have had a difficult time predicting it anyway. I would have been able to not really get my head around it fully. But with both teams rotating quite heavily, potentially for different reasons, but at least both rotating quite heavily, and us having no idea who's fit and who's not. The Fulham game is a prime example of us playing someone like Fornals who wasn't even fit to begin with, for example. I really have no clue what's going to happen. So I ask you for your confidence levels now, expecting them to be shot. But on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the least confident possible, 10 being the most confident possible, how confident are you of a West Ham result this evening? Put it in the live chat and we'll have a look. I genuinely have no clue where I'm going to be at in this one. No clue whatsoever. We do have bells available. I don't know if I want to eat any of them, because I'll be honest with you, I ate McDonald's literally before I came on, and my stomach is very full. But if needs must, we will do it. There are bells available. I'm seeing some very low numbers coming in. I can't lie. That thing he does so often, bro. You know, he just loves doing subs at half time. Does our David? We'll see what happens. But good to see you healing. Hope you well. Hope you well. Yeah, like I say. I look at it realistically. Good to see you, aviation kid. Hope you are. I look at it realistically, and I say there are some players in there that we all like, right? We all like Areola. We all like Sufal. We all like Alvarez. We all like Kudus. We all like Bowen. You know, the people around it and the other things making up the holes in the team make it very difficult. Ogbonna is obviously difficult to justify, although we don't really have another left-sided centre-back. I know Gonzo was saying, for example, play Kera. That sounds like a recipe for disaster for me, but I understand the logic. The whole thing with Johnson and Cresswell, I would rather play Johnson, but again, I understand the logic. It's a really difficult one to take, because obviously going into a quarterfinal, you have so much hope. Going into a quarterfinal against a top team, you have some trepidation already, and you have hope that you can take it to him. And we've done so well over the last couple of games, and it feels like we had these 11 players that finally clicking together, and it's all firing all cylinders, and we're doing our thing. And then it comes to the quarterfinals, and you just get slapped back down. And it's such a, I think the reaction from us is bound to be more disappointed than it necessarily might need to be, because it's just such a hard thing to take, and it's such a hard fall to have, which sucks. But that's not necessary. But like I say, this is a great opportunity for someone like Ben Rama to take his stake and put it in the ground. It's a great opportunity for someone like Fornals to really stake their claim. For Johnson to get back into this team to the extent, not necessarily starting, but lots of people talking about potentially having to get new right backs in January and in the summer. And it's such a big opportunity for him to go, no, I am good enough to play for this team, where most of the time he's not even given the grace of being in the squad. You know, this is an awesome opportunity for Mavropanos to step up again in a time where we've played so well, but Kurt Zouma has been having shaky reviews, let's say. It's such a good opportunity for him to step into the team and prove himself. You know, it's a great opportunity for these people, and you're up against, I know it's a great look, it's Liverpool and they are scary, but that's not the strongest Liverpool team you're ever going to see in your life. It's just difficult to know, and without knowing really what the fitness levels are with this whole sickness thing and what's going on there, it's really difficult, which makes sense. So when you look at the numbers coming in from his confidence levels, it makes sense that by and large they are on the lower end. You know, I can't say that that's unjustified. I can't say that it's difficult to disagree with. You know, like, I think if I was to put a number on it, Taylor going the highest so far with a 7. If I was putting it on, it would have to be probably somewhere at a 4, maybe. I mean, it's got to be -3.14. You love to see Tom's always precise with it. That's what I love to see. Probably somewhere around the 4 figure like Fifi here. I mean, realistically, I can't go 5 because I'm definitely not middling. I can't go anywhere above that because I'm definitely not confident. It's rough. It's very, very rough. 14-10 based on form, now 5. Onion Guy, I think that's a very fair way of putting it. It's just a fair way of putting it. Alf Bennett's getting annoyed by David Moyes' subs already, which I think is a fair prediction. Again, I'm going to leave it until we know fully about the sickness stuff and what's going on there. But at the same time, Steve, good to see you. Hope Rose is treating you well. Yeah. Yeah. Daniel says 5. I didn't realize their squad was as rotated as well. Could be a very high scoring match, 3-2 or 3-3. Hey, listen, if we get something exciting to do, and I think that's kind of what my that's kind of I don't think I have any oranges. I might do, but I don't actually think I have any oranges. I'd have to check when we called for it. I had to. How was I going to word this? As one of the things I was talking about with this game is, as long as we put in a shift, as long as I can come out from it going, DC, chill a little bit. as long as because you disagree with that as well. As long as we come out of this with some sort of pride, you know, and I'm not suggesting that we come out of this looking like the greatest team in the world. I'm not suggesting we have to win or I'm going to be fuming or anything like that. Much different, you know. Liverpool are a good side. They're in good form. They have a lot of good players. And even here, where they have a rotated team, there's still a lot of good players in that side. For me, personally, as long as we come out of this with some sort of pride of able to go to ourselves, do you know what? We gave it our best. We gave it what we could. The players that are on the pitch, they went for it. As long as that's the case, then I'm fine with that. That's all I'm looking for today. Because again, we'll find out about illness and all that other stuff. But when I go against the top teams, that's sort of what I'm looking for. It's really annoying because again, it is in a quarterfinal, and if whoever wins this has a flipping good opportunity to really win this competition. And hey, listen, we might just end up happening. It might just end up turning them over. All of a sudden, these people come alive. These are people. A lot of these players were first choice last season. You know, let alone a long time ago. Like Ogbonna is really the only one who hasn't been first choice within the last year. But yeah, it's difficult. I wouldn't mind that, Brad. I wouldn't mind a bit of that. I can't lie. I wouldn't mind that. So at this point, good to see you, sir. Good to see you. At this point, let's as the chat skips around massively, I tell you what, I'll run across the benches. I see who is it? I see Elbow asking for the benches. As I run those across the bottom of the screen, let's do those final score predictions, shall we? We are a couple of minutes away from kickoff. There is a course of time in the top corner, which will tell you exactly how far behind you I am. I will be a little bit far behind you. I'm in North Idaho, watching on the North Idaho Independent Television Service, which means there'll always be a little bit of delay. So there is a timer in the top corner, which will say exactly how far behind you I am. However, let's get those score predictions in. No more flipping, no more flopping, no more sitting on the fence. It's time, ladies and gentlemen, to say exactly what we think the score prediction will be. And then, we lock them in. We will, of course, be live throughout the entire game today, as we are for every single game we can. We are the most consistent when it comes to this on West Ham YouTube. We're the most consistent. This season, I've been a bit all over the shop, but then again, I've been ill and all kinds of other madnesses have been going on. However, we are, for the last 4 years, we've done an insane amount. So if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification button so you never stand on future videos, because we don't just do watch alongs, we don't just do match take coverage, we don't just do the review, which will be live straight after this game. Check that out as well. We of course do videos all throughout the week, including tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Myself and Geo will be live on this very channel, talking over the match, talking about our feelings after having a little sleep on it and see how we feel. And it could be an eventful conversation, that one, which you can all get involved with. And hey, like the video while you're here, because it helps us out massively. I'll be honest with you, we are flying on the likes. We're at 447 already, which is a bit insane, which is a bit balmy. I can't lie. I think this is the most we've ever had at this time. I think I'm not entirely certain, but I think so. Anyway, let's have a look at some of these score predictions while I load up the NIITS. Is it well? Right, score predictions. Daniel Kelly is going with 4-1. Carl's going 3-1, 1-0. With these starting 11s, 3-1 loss. Big M is saying 3-1 to Liverpool, saying a Kudus goal though. That'd be nice. 2-2, 3-1, 0-0. Says P-Gads. Listen, yes, I'll take that. 2-0, 2-0, 3-0, 3-0, 3-1, 4-1, 2-1. Liverpool 3-0, 1-0 Kudus. Come on, Jeff. Bringing the confidence levels right at the end. 2-1, 5-0, 1-0 to Danny Ings. Knocks it in with his newly grown hair. We would love to see it, M. Collingwood. We would absolutely imagine it. Transplant fans everywhere losing their, well, not their minds or their hair, but you know. But 3-1, 2-1. There's a joke there, but I can't find it. There's a joke about losing that. I can't buy 4-0, 2-1, 3-0, 2-1 Irons win miracle. 3-1, we'll be losing 3-0 at half time. 2-1, 3-1, 2-2, 2-1, 1-1, says Danny. Anyone on pens? Listen, as Geo said, we've got a decent record on penalties under David Moyes. We've got a decent record on penalties under David Moyes. So maybe if we listen, before some far, maybe we got something. Charles is saying feel for the negative thoughts, but take a 1-0 to the Hammers. Yes, come on, Charles. Come on, Charles. We'll of course be kicking off in just a second. I'm currently loading up the North Idaho Independent TV service. Where are we at? That's what I'm looking for. God, it's a scary prospect today. It is a scary prospect. Steve is going with a 2-1. There we go. We are underway. Deploy the boys. It's time to run. 2 things, as Peach would say. And if we ever needed the Peach positivity, today is it. Let's actually make this more accurate. Wait, hang on. There we go. Wow, bang on. There we go. Deploy the boys. All the backups today. Not wrong. Jesus Christ, passing around at the back and Liverpool instantaneously all over. Jesus, scary. Liverpool charging at us full force as we try to pass it around at the back a little bit slower than we'd like. Good to see my trustworthy friends. Hope you're well. I find this instant. So we're taking a goal kick. We're taking a goal kick after an initial press. I find it interesting that we still do this centre backs taking a goal kick malarkey. Especially when it's to Areola, who's not that good at playing long, like we've just seen there. It's very interesting, but we've been refrained from it. Trying to figure out exactly just if there's any positional differences. It doesn't look like there is at the moment. I mean, a double pivot is probably the most realistic option as opposed to a 4-3-3 type thing. Double pivot with Alvarez and Souček. What that means for who's going to get forward or not, I don't know. Jared Bowen is playing down the middle, so Kudus is on the right. We have that confirmed now. Be interested to see the position of Pablo Fornals. I mean, he seems to have come in for James Ward-Prowse. He's playing in that sort of 10 role. Will he get as deep as James Ward-Prowse will in defending positions in a 4-1-4-1? We'll see. But certainly when we have the ball in possession, it's a 4-2-3-1 with Pablo Fornals in the centre, which means Ben Rama is wide on the left-hand side. It's such a huge opportunity for someone like Ben Johnson. Like, don't get me wrong, I really hope we win because I want us to actually win a game of football and go through to the semi-finals and that sort of stuff. But I really hope someone like Ben Johnson has a good game. I'm desperate for him to do well. I really am. Did not know that, Rachel, at all. I had no clue about this. Probably should have known. For sort of stuff I probably should know. Didn't see it, Dean. I wasn't paying attention. There was a lot going on. Hope you're doing well. And the snow hasn't treated you too badly. Of course, fellow NI resident. Yeah, I think it's difficult not to be honest with you. I think it's difficult not to raise eyebrows at it. Again, like I said, these rumours of the illness and stuff, which is where we can have conversations about it, but it's difficult not to look at it and go, excuse me? Liverpool passing it around, but I tell you what, Pablo Fornals charging it down. He is stepping up into those roles that James Ward-Prowse is, that pressing role. However, he's stepping forward very scarily there. And Liverpool have instantly played around him, taken a quick free kick and got to a great position, shot from range, thankfully deflects off Nunes, and Jesus Christ, Souček is there just to stab a foot at it to get it away, crossed back in towards the box, and Edson Alvarez has come back and got it away there. I really don't like it when he joins the press that much, but still, Liverpool flop with the control and West Ham with a throw in. It's very end-to-end right now. It feels very quick. Very, very quick. And I mean, look, Jurgen Klopp teams are quick on the counter to begin with, but But if we're being real about it, against us, there is even more joy to go, right, you attack as fast as humanly possible on the counter, because if you let West Ham get back into their shape, they're impossible to break down, so you've got to sprint at them as fast as possible. Fair. I was out with my family earlier, and the pub was full of... I went to a pub near my family's, and it was just full of Christmas parties. It was full of Christmas parties. Kudus on the ball, wide on the right-hand side, looks to cut inside onto his left. The pass takes a deflection. It was not very good, to be honest, and Liverpool can come away with it. Again, they're going very direct, Liverpool, looking for Szoboszlai. Incredibly direct. Just going straight for it. Be interested to see if they tire out Liverpool. I mean, the thing is, they do have some strong players on the bench. We're dealing with their pressure relatively well right now, but Ogbonna, it's not a bad pass. Ben Rama's flick on wasn't great, but Ben Johnson managed to get onto the end of it. His pass to Pablo Fornals wasn't great, but he charges down the Liverpool players, and Kelleher looks to play it out. It's a poor play out. Kudus getting a little bit caught up there and loses out for a throw. Bold, Chris. Bold. I mean, you know. Very true, Scott. Very true. Very true. Good to see you, Sat. Hope you're well, bro. Yeah, I know, right? It's lovely to see Adrian again. Oh, that's a great ball for his offside. Thank Christ for that. Nunes was almost finding it again. Now playing incredibly direct, Liverpool. Offside there, Darwin Nunes. But they win the ball back, and it's literally 2 passes forward. And I tell you what, it's tight as well. I think he is off, but it's tight as well. They are playing unbelievably direct. They're playing some of the most direct football I've seen in a while. There is no stress in this. It is literally they get the ball and it's forward. One foot forward, bang. Another pass forward, bang. In towards the back. Like, no stressing. I do like to see Adrian. He's a lovely man. He's a lovely, lovely man. Hope it don't go to pens. I understand, Craig, because stress-wise, I would take it, though. I believe in us pen-wise. Pens... It's a 50-50 thing, right? It depends on who we've got left. And also if Areola's in goal. Actually, I might be changing my mind on that. But, you know, we're fairly decent at penalties. But it depends who's left on the pitch at that point. But listen, if we make it all the way to pens, then that's a great achievement, probably, if we're being honest. See, I think it is potentially partly with that. But I think it's more... To be honest, I don't even think we're playing a high line. I think they're just playing so direct that it looks high. I think we're doing we're sort of playing as we usually have been in the last couple of games. We're not quite high, but we're sort of pressing and doing what we have been doing the last couple of games. This is relatively similar to what we saw against Wolves, but they are so direct and so quick that it's almost like we're playing a super high line, when it is in reality we're just not getting the chance to step back. And I think this is what I was going to say here, right? They know they can get behind Bonnie. That is definitely true, but I feel like this is something I often find baffling about a lot of teams that face us. Is I do not understand why teams take so long to counter against us. If I was a manager going up against David Moyes' West Ham, I would say almost go suicidally quick. Because the thing is, if you let us get back into our little defensive shape, we're really difficult to break down. We sit tight, we block them all out, we'll head away everything, we'll force you out wide to cross into the corners and all that sort of stuff. Whereas realistically, if you come at us quick, we don't really know how to deal with that. Liverpool just outside the area right now. Curtis Jones on the ball, lays it short to someone. The North Idaho TV network is struggling. We're back in. Szoboszlai looks for the dink over the top, headed away from Ogbonna, does well there into the path of Ben Rama, who just takes, frankly, too long. It's a little bit dangerous from Alvarez, but we at least keep possession. That's a nice pass from Mavropanos. Kudus takes a little bit too long. Something I feel like Kudus could turn quicker a lot of the time, and it's another instance of him not doing that. It's back to Sofao, who's just forced to clear it. Liverpool's high press doing well. Again, that gegenpress football, heavy metal football doing very well. Elliott wriggles away, looks for a shot from range. Wide of the right-hand post. Let's just get this timed correctly. It is what it is. you win some, you lose some. It's a Sky Sports game in Liverpool, you know what I mean? Listen, Louis, my G, one can only hope for the best. I suspect you should bury it as fast as you can, because it's not going to go well for us today, I don't think. But yeah, whipped into the box, cleared away from Ben Johnson, thankfully. Yeah, I suspect you might want to bury it again, bro, because it's not going to go very well. Liverpool on the ball, passing it around at the back with Virgil van Dijk, finds Endo. Nice ball out wide to Joe Gomez on the right. Looks to try and whip it in. That's a great ball. Nunes can't get on the end of it. Mavropanos says no. Playing it back. Liverpool wide on the right-hand side, trying to wiggle their way forward. That's not a bad pass in behind Ogbonna, who just finds himself in no man's land. And thankfully, the heavy touch means he has time to get back and get it away. Alvarez can't get it out of his feet at all, though. Joe Gomez does well. Szoboszlai, nice little touch by Ben Rama to try and knock it out. But then Szoboszlai gets it back, tries to fire it in, can't make it work. Liverpool once again wide on the right-hand side, trying to find their way into the box. And thankfully, they can't make it happen. Those early crosses from the wide space, something else we're going to have to be aware of, because they've got a lot of players who can pull that pass off and then cross early from half space or slightly wide. All of a sudden, you can get in behind Ogbonna like that, whose positioning was very poor there for the cross, and that could be a huge problem. Again, we're playing out from the back. This is quite scary from us. But I mean, listen, this is what everyone wants, but against Liverpool right now, it's a terrifying prospect. We are all over the shop right now. Against Liverpool, it's a terrifying prospect. Kudus does well. Nice control. Lays it out wide. Lays it to the left to Alvarez, who's in the centre. Ball straight over the top of Edson of Said Ben Rama. Goes out for a frame. We'll see if they can keep it up. They obviously usually can. But we'll see if they can keep it up. I do, Jamie. A-top lads. I've not uploaded anything in a while, but I will say this. I have next week off. And the gaming videos are coming back. Which I'm working on next week once I have some time off. But I do. A-top lad. Subscribe if you want to. Very kind of you to ask. Played out wide. Tsimikas tries to play it in. Good block from Mavropanos. Mavropanos doing well today. He's under a lot of pressure, and there's a lot happening. But he's hot. He specifically is holding his own right now. Yeah, the out ball does feel very difficult, JB. The out ball does feel very difficult. Whipped in, headed away from the corner. Alvarez, I think, getting onto the end of it. Said Ben Rama. Deceptively fast, Said Ben Rama. Chased down Joe Gomez there, who's forced to play it back to Kelleher, who plays a really awful pass. And thankfully, Mohamed could have snips in there and gets it away. He looks to have taken a little bit of a knock on the way, but he seems to be moving okay now. Trying to play cute little triangle passes there. Jarrod Bowen, Soufal, and Kudus. And we lose out the ball now. And now Liverpool can come flying forward. Nunes is so big and powerful compared to Soufal. Just shrugged him off. Szoboszlai lining up here. Shot from range. Elliott flipping hell. High and wide. They are definitely getting closer. They were lining up there. And there was a moment where you can just see Nunes battling with Soufal, just trying to drag him back. Johnson falls over at one stage. Comes in. Harvey Elliott thankfully shoots it high and wide. But Jesus Christ. 13 minutes in. All Liverpool. All Liverpool. Unsurprisingly. Yeah, Fornals is just in this no man's land 10 position that we've seen. We've seen people like Thomas Souček get lost in many a time this season. He sort of just stood in that position, given the fact, realistically, we're not getting anywhere near there. He's sort of completely lost. And Benny's had a couple of opportunities and not really done much with it. Yeah, without Paquetá specifically as well was really bad. And sort of you have JWP doing that sort of frontline pressing, which is really nice. But Paquetá dropping deep into the build-up shape from the left-hand side, coming central with it. Just he's so much better at it than anyone else we have, and it's difficult. You know, we're sort of trying to do a lot of it through Kudus right now, and he's sometimes it's working, sometimes it's not. But it's a bit difficult with different with Kudus, given the fact that. We've had one pass successful in the final third. They've had 13. Given the fact that Kudus just isn't the sort of playmaker that Paquetá is. Paquetá is able to hold the ball up and then find those nice passes forward, whereas Kudus, not that he can't do that, but he just is nowhere near as playmaky. Whipped into the box. Thankfully, that's prime West Ham position. Mavropanos easily heads that away. Jared Bowen chases it down. He's gonna have a long and difficult evening. Jared Bowen. Played out wide to Simicas on the left. This is where we want to try and hem Liverpool in, but the shape's not doing it perfectly for us. But that was the sort of position where we want to hem them in. We're forcing them back to the centre backs as they pass it around. Ben Rama went for a mad press, and it sort of worked out. Jared Bowen almost manages to nip in, and Virgil van Dijk just hooks it clear. Somehow that's managed to make its way all the way up to the top right. I don't know how that's happened at all. Second attempt at a cross into the box. Darwin Núñez is there. Heads it significantly wide. He's asking for a corner. I'm not really sure how that was a corner, but sure. How that pass from Virgil van Dijk ends up... Well, I say pass. He just boots it clear and it's just... Space is there. It's an interesting cross. Again, we're not doing well enough at hemming them into those wide areas that we like. They're getting into more interesting crossing positions and stuff. Darwin Núñez, not as tall as Mavropanos, interestingly. It's going to be a long one. It's going to be a long one, Fred. It's going to be a very long one. Big boot forward from Areola. Unsurprisingly, Jared Bowen loses that heading duel to Virgil van Dijk. Although good work there from Edson Alvarez. Gets the ball, lays it short to Johnson. I mean, Johnson and Ben Rama's not an ideal left-hand side, but Ben Rama trying his best to take on four men. It's not a bad reverse pass in. It deflects outwards, and now Liverpool can counter again, although their pass is wild. Mavropanos, again, nice little flick pass in there. Mavropanos is doing okay. He's holding his own. I mean, we're obviously completely under the cosh here. Big, long ball. That's offside again. Thank you very much. Darwin Núñez hasn't understood the offside rule. Yeah, I feel like... as much as we are under pressure right now, and we're under the cosh, and don't get me wrong, we are. I think Mavropanos is doing an okay job tonight. I think he's holding his own. His passing's decent. His positioning's good. He's defending well. He's doing all we can ask of him right now. The players around him, we can have some conversations about. But Mavropanos specifically, I think he's holding his own so far. Nice interception there from West Ham after Liverpool overplay it. Edson Alvarez is a heavy touch, but he manages to take the ball around three players. We take it, and plays a decent ball out to Ben Rama, who's going to have to take a heavy touch forward. Nicely done. He's sort of run into a dead alley there, and he ran into an alley of three players. There wasn't really any decent passing options there for Ben Rama. Sort of just ran into a dead end. Endo does well positioning-wise. He tries a little step over to get in between Quansah and Joe Gomez, and he's ended up just running out. Liverpool come away with the ball, but not really any decent passes there. Listen, we take that. Can we? Unlikely, but we take that. Bowen does well. Cleared away from Liverpool. Endo. First pass was nice. Second one less so. 4 hours. Bad pass. Bad pass. The idea was there, but bad pass. Jones equally bad pass, thankfully, and we play it around. But again, playing it back to Areola's scary prospect. He's chasing down, and his long kicking's not great. And again, we lose out on the ball in those positions. We want to avoid situations in which Areola is going to get forced to kick long because his long kicking is crap. Shot from range from Elliott. Thankfully, it's very easy for Areola to collect. Yeah, we're going to have to try and avoid that. Yeah, but look at the team around him, David, man. This is what I'm trying to say. I think he's holding his own, but it's not, like I say, we can have full conversations. I think he's holding his own. But we're talking about a situation in which we're 20 minutes in and we've been absolutely bombarded. It's like when people, for me, and this might be unfair, David, and this might be unfair. I appreciate it. But for me, it's slightly similar to when people complain about Paquetá giving the ball away from passing, for going for good through ball passings. It's like, someone's got to try it, you know? So Czech plays the ball into Jared Bowen, out wide to Mohamed Kudus, who looks to try and shape for a shot and completely mishits it. And it goes up for a throw-in, incredibly. Completely mishit from Kudus. He does, I think it's probably harsh, but what I would say is this. He does the exact same thing that Kudus, that Benrahma does, where they both sometimes get blinkers. That was a great example of Kudus doing this. Getting blinkers, cutting his side and going for a shot when necessarily, probably not, right? Nunez in the area, looking to try and take a shot, lays it short to Szoboszlai, who takes a shot, who thankfully slips over while doing it. It goes significantly wide. But yeah, they both have that similar thing where they get blinkers on and then they go, right, I'm going to cut inside and shoot. And they sort of never really get back out of that mindset, even if it's not the right option to do it. The thing is, Kudus scores. Benrahma cuts inside and shoot and it goes significantly high and wide. Significantly high and wide. I don't know. I would love a world peace. Barring that, like a really big Toblerone. You know what I mean? Love a big Toblerone. Jones from range, thankfully, once again, straight into the hands. Shots from that kind of range we're not too fussed about. I mean, we've seen, I think it was Gakpo score from that kind of range against us. Was it this season? Last season? I can't remember when it was. It was at London Stadium. I think I remember him banging a shot from that kind of range against us. But long range shots, yeah. I literally spoke to my girlfriend about this the other day, Dean. I literally had this conversation with my girlfriend. She was like, I just need to figure something for you. And I was like, and I told her the idea I had of putting it like behind and having like a separate camera angle on it and all this other nonsense. We'll see. We do, Marty. They are available if necessary. Arguably one or two proper shots. A lot of them have just been banging it from range, just shooting on sight because they can't get near the goal, but they haven't had any massive chances, but there's certainly been ones around. Liverpool play out wide. Look to try and get in. Ben Johnson just runs it out. Goal kick to us. Thank you very much. Ben Johnson just running Joe Gomez out of play there. God, it's only been 23 minutes. Joe Gomez trying to hit and run around Ben Johnson like he's Mikel Antonio. That's a no, mate. I know. Shockingly, I do. 12 years. Jesus Christ. We've been together 12 years. Isn't that insane? Life. Anyway, Kudus does really well there to battle against Cody Gakpo, win the ball and play it out. The ball forward from Mavropanos isn't great. The idea was there, and one of our players could have maybe gone towards it, but it's not a great pass. And forward come Liverpool. Endo finds the ball to Szoboszlai. Out wide to Harvey Elliott, who tries to cut outside, which Ben Johnson does well to show him outside. He's looking tired already, bro. It's going to be a long day for Ben. It's going to be a long day for Ben, but he does well that side. Harvey Elliott picks up the ball, and there was a moment where he looked like he tried to go inside, and instead he cuts back outside and then tries to drive it across Ben Johnson, just showing him there and getting the block. Going to be a corner to Liverpool. Our left-hand side, their right. Big men in there. Nunez. Van Dijk has played in towards Nunez. Headed away. Don't know who did it, but one of us headed it away. Gomez, nice little placed ball out wide there. Endo, thankfully, with a shot from range. It always felt a little bit stretched there from Liverpool coming back at it. And thankfully, Endo shot from about 20 yards away. High and wide. High and wide. Luke, hope you're doing well, bro. Hope you're doing well. And good luck with work. Good luck with work, bro. Yeah, just girlfriend. Just girlfriend. I'll take it. I'll take it, Fluffy. You know what I mean? I'm not against it. I'm not against it. Played wide to Darwin Nunez, wide on the left-hand side. Looks to try and cut in on his right. Lays it to Elliott on the overlap. Block comes in. Johnson heads it away and then hooked away from Pablo Fornals. Jarrod Bowen can't again get the header. That out ball is just killing us. Thankfully, a heavy touch from Joe Gomez once more leaves it out. That out ball is absolutely killing us, man. We keep trying to get the big boot, just punting it forward, and it's just every single time, just Van Dijk just standing on Jarrod Bowen, just like, nope. And it's just not going to happen. There's not really many options. Do you know what? Fair play. That's not a bad ball to Mohamed Kudus, and he does really well to get the control. He ends up having to pass it backwards, but recycle possession over to the right-hand side. That's not bad. We need to make the most of these sort of opportunities. He does well to find Saïd Benrahma. Souček out wide to Soufal. There was just a little lack of communication there. Vladimir Soufal just one further step forward, two further steps forward, and we're getting a decent cross into the box here, but that wasn't bad. And again, it came from not just punting it up the field. Any of these long ball forwards into the path of Jarrod Bowen are just never really going to work for us at all. He's just not got the physicality against someone like Van Dijk. He's been doing better of late in the striking position in terms of his physicality and battling with the ball and backing into defenders and all that stuff. He has been doing better with those bits, but realistically, it's just... I mean, this is Virgil van Dijk. Yeah. Those of you looking for a way to watch the game, I should have done this earlier. There are definitely ways you can do it. If you scroll down to the link in the description below, there's a bit there called Join Our Discord. Lovely Hammers Chat West Ham community. Fans of all clubs are, of course, welcome. But more importantly, on the left-hand side, if you scroll down, there's a bit there called Stream Links, in which you'll find what you're looking for. Played in. Mavropanos once again controlling it away and playing it away. Benrahma just awkwardly doesn't able to release the ball soon enough. Shot from Szoboszlai. It's 1-0. That is a banger of a finish as well. That is a fair play, Szoboszlai. That is an absolute barnstormer of a goal. Ball got played back forward after Benrahma couldn't get the ball out of his feet quick enough to Jarrod Bowen. We sort of get stuck in no man's land. The ball gets played again very directly, very quickly forward. Looking at here, Mavropanos tries to lay it out. It's a bit awkward, and yeah, Benrahma just can't get it out of his feet. One pass directly forward to Szoboszlai, who takes one touch to steady himself, and then a second touch from range as well. It's a really good goal from Dominik Szoboszlai, who from range just hits an absolute rocket into the bottom left-hand corner. Areola has no chance to get into that. It's right into the bottom corner. Fair play, Dominik Szoboszlai. That is a banger. And it is 1-0. You can't say anything apart from, it is what it is. That was coming. They have been completely in control of the game. We've been nowhere close to being in it, if we're being honest. But it is an absolute worldie of a goal. Fair play. Yeah, fair play. It happens, you know what I mean? Again, it reminds me of the Gakpo goal we conceded against them earlier in the year, where it felt like we were reducing them to those long shots. And that was around about, I don't know if it was this year, I don't know if it was this season or last season, I can't remember, but Liverpool at home, we were defending in a similar way. And then around about, I think it was around about half an hour into the game as well, I might be wrong about that, Cody Gakpo just whaps it in from range like that, as similarly. And unfortunately, it's 1-0. Yeah, lots of things to pick up on there. Lots of things to pick up on there. Referee in the way there. Right, 1-0. Didn't need that from the commentator. Just said West Ham have that usual sinking feeling at Anfield. Didn't need that, mate. I remember us winning 3-0 there once. Was it 3-0? Feel like that was Payet, Mark Noble maybe. Feel like Mark Noble may have got sent off in that game. Can't remember. Feel like that's the thing that happened. Did that happen? I don't remember. Barely, Trevor. Bowen has barely touched the ball. We found it impossible to get him into this game, and again, we're finding it basically impossible to get out of a half of any sort of consistency, and it's reducing us to a lot of times just punting it forward at Jared Bowen, and the punts are relatively accurate, but he's stood next to Virgil van Dijk, who's just saying no. We're really struggling to get him into the game at all, but there's not really much options. Like, you could do a sub and maybe try and put Mubama in that position, who's got a bit more physicality and has a bit more maneuverability, can probably be hit in those positions a little bit more frequently. But, I mean, again, you're up against Virgil van Dijk, and it's very, very difficult to... It's very, very difficult to do anything against that. So, I don't know if that would change anything too much. It's really hard to say. I think the big one for me is you're looking at... Yeah, that feels right to me, OG. That feels right to me. I think that's the match I'm thinking of. That feels very correct to me. Big boot forward from Ed. Oh, Jesus Christ, and Liverpool have it in our goal. Not in our goal. In our area again. Thankfully, I don't even know how they managed to fluke that one out, but still, Gakpo plays it out wide to Harvey Elliott. Controls it, look to cut inside with hits in the underlap from Szoboszlai, thankfully. Mavropanos is there. Mavropanos is there. Yeah, I feel like I'm looking at the bench now. The only real change that would make... The only change that I think... I mean, look, you could upgrade the defenders, right? I mean, I don't know how much that's actually going to make a difference at this stage, but you could, I guess. I think the big difference would be maybe bringing in Paquetá, if possible, on the left-hand side. That's the big one I can think of. Ball gets played in, doesn't quite work, tried to header it away. Nodded back in towards the box. Flipping out, Areola comes flying out, jumps over everyone to get the punch away. Liverpool maintain possession of the ball just outside the area, but slowly forced back. It's decent positioning from Benrahma to force him back. He needs to... Well, but Fornals has smartly taken up his role on the left-hand side for the defensive area. Just giving him that space, just giving him that cover. But yeah, maybe Paquetá coming in on the left, dropping deep, getting involved in build-up play, just getting someone deep who's able to control the ball and get some passing forward. Outside of that, I don't really see much that could change this. Again, like I say, you could improve the defenders, right? So you could bring on Emerson, which wouldn't be a bad idea. You could bring on Zuma, which wouldn't be the worst idea. Alongside Mavropanos, God knows who plays on the left-hand side of those two, but you could do it. But it's a difficult one to say because it's just really difficult right now. It's really, really difficult right now. Since the goal, they've sort of slowed down a little bit, Liverpool here. Alvarez just diving in on the press. The worst thing about Alvarez is he's not bad on the press, but just getting that far forward completely vacates the space. And he's only now just got back and then instantly fouls Jones. Oh, well, no, he doesn't foul Jones. Apparently he stays up. No, it is play on. Okay, so it was a foul, but still. Big ball from Szoboszlai to Harvey Elliott, who manages to keep it in. Ben Johnson just knocks Knocks it out into touch for a throw-in. It's probably a strong shout, Bill. Not that I think we should all start drinking or anything, as someone who doesn't drink any alcohol, but at the same time, why not at this point? Yeah, there you go. 3-0 Lanzini, Noble, Sacco, no percent off Coutinho for them. That was it. Steve knows. I mean, Steve is there, so I'd hope Steve would know, but that's bang on. That's 100% what happened. Thank you, Steve. Good intel. Good intel. Liverpool slowed down a bit since their goal. It's not as heavy metal. It's not as like Jesus Christ. We're in the middle of a factor 5. That's not what hurricanes are. Oh, huge ball. That's a great ball. Thankfully, Areola just comes out and collects it. It's a great idea though from Liverpool there. Just that long punt over the top from Van Dijk, looking for Joe Gomez of all people, but it's a nice idea. Category 8 hurricane or whatever. Doesn't feel like we're in the middle of that anymore. They seem to have slowed down a bit, which is something. Jarrod Bowen could be in here. Just hesitation from Jarrod Bowen, and Tsimikas comes in and stops him. The Huff Factor 5. Here it comes, the hurricane. You know? Can you tell I've never been in a hurricane? Can you tell? We really miss Emerson when he's not. Yeah, I mean him and Jarrod Bowen has the least amount of touches alongside Pablo Fornals in this match so far. There you go. There's a stat. Both of them have 6, 4 less touches than anyone else on the pitch. Played out wide from Liverpool. Ben Johnson does well to get a foot in. It's going to be a corner. Yeah, him and Paquetá on the left, just not having them is an absolute nightmare. It just really makes it so difficult to do anything. Really makes it just so difficult to do anything. Because they're so pivotal in the way we build up, and without being able to build up, you're nothing. You can't do anything if you're not building. If you're not got competent build up play, you're nothing. And without them two, it's not competent build up players that are realistic. So I was like to whip it in from the corner, right hand side. Sufal looked like he headed it almost towards goal there. Alvarez sort of gets a head onto it. Doesn't quite work. It's going to be a free kick to us. I would have preferred that we had the ball. We could have played on there. Could have looked like he might have been able to get the ball and we could have counter-attacked, but a little bit of respite, I guess. What can you do? I'll be honest with you. I agree with you, Richard. I think he's done okay. Again, it's a very difficult game for him, and it's going to be a very long game. And it's not like it's not been a flawless performance. But no one's having a flawless performance. I think he's doing okay. But you know what I mean? Or what can you do? What can you do? For someone who's playing on the wrong side, who hasn't played any football recently, he's doing okay. So just looking at the stats while there's not much going on. Jesus Christ. Jarrod Bowen has had 7 touches today. Fornals has had 8. For context, I know a lot of people keep saying, is Souček playing? He's had 21. So That shows just how completely out of the game Jarrod Bowen and Pablo Fornals are. But if most people say, is Souček even played today? And he's had, what, over almost 3 times the amount of touches as Jarrod Bowen. In fact, he has had 3 times the amount of touches as Jarrod Bowen. Played into the box from Liverpool. Thankfully, that's an awful shot. Joe Gomez is not having a great game today. I'll be honest with you, Joe Gomez is not having a good day today. I mean, it really doesn't matter, but he's not having a good game today. Oh, stuff and thing, mate. I love the design. I'm always super into the designs of the ISOs as well. Played into the box, over the top of everyone. Bounces out to Jones. Kudus gets a head onto it, but can't get the control. But thankfully, he forces at least Tsimikas into a heavy touch, and we get Fred. I always love the designs of the ISO mixes, which you can find on Dean's Twitter account, Dean Marsh. It's very exciting news. Vibes, big vibes. I think part of the problem here, right? Part of the problem is one of the problems, and I know I've touched on this already, but when a team is pressing very high on you, the most basic way to get around that, when a team is right on your case and is pressing you, like Jurgen Klopp teams do, gegenpress, heavy metal football, we are on you all of the time. You pass the ball around at the back, we're all over you. We're going to cut out all your passing lanes. You're not going to be able to do anything. The most basic football way out of that is just a hoof over the top of them, right? The problem with that is you need to have people on the other side of the hoof who can actually control and play away with it, which is just something we do not have today. If Kudus was further forward, maybe he'd be able to get onto it. If we were hoofing out into those sort of right flank positions, and Kudus was further forward, maybe he would be able to get the ball down, control it, and start going forward with it. But the problem is when we're up against it in the way we are, and obviously we play with our wingers quite deep and trying to defend and all that, your only out ball with the big boot over the top is Jarrod Bowen in the centre. And again, no. Kudus, that's an awful pass. Thanks for that, Mohammed. I was just praising you. That was awful. Just a huge boot over the top again. He gets the ball down and controls it there, and then just the ball over the top is awful. Yeah, those huge balls out only lands one man, and that's Jarrod Bowen. And well, he's not having the best of games, but frankly, he's not having any chances at all because he's got centre backs able to man mark him very easily, and one of them is a man who was so good he almost got a Ballon d'Or for being a centre back, which is basically impossible. So, Liverpool passing it around at the moment amongst themselves at the back. Little bit of pressure. Alvarez again getting involved with it. He's not bad at pressing from the front line, but it's just a terrible. It's just a terrible thing because these are so susceptible at the back. Like, please get back. Just almost being able to come away with the ball there, but Tsimikas does it first. A little bit of pressure from Jarrod Bowen on Virgil van Dijk. He should have just gone from there. I don't know why he didn't go for him more than he did. We're able to passing it around. Endo on the ball. Since their goal, they've definitely stepped down a gear. They have definitely stepped down a gear since they've scored. Before, it was utterly relentless. Completely and utterly relentless before the goal. And since then, look, they're still significantly the better side, but it's stepped down a lot. CD, my G. Good to see you, sir. It's as you would expect. I don't know if you saw the team. It's running across the bottom of the screen now. There's obviously been rumours of illness once again, but we're quite rotated. And Liverpool, although very rotated as well, have been utterly, I was just saying it, completely relentless. They've been on top of us like crazy. They very much deserve the lead. We've been almost pointless. Jarrod Bowen has had 3 times less touches than Thomas Souček in the game so far, which gives you some idea of how much we're able to get the striker in this game. But yeah, as I was just saying in general for everyone, since they've scored, they've definitely stepped down a gear. Whether or not that continues, we'll see. And whether or not we can find a way of building up from the back, we'll see, because that's something we haven't been able to do much. But I hope you're well, bro, CD. Hope you're good. Ball played out to Gomez once again. Harvey Elliott on the right-hand side looks to cross it in. There's a header there. Just wide. Jesus Christ. Cody Gakpo headering it just wide. Jesus flipping Christ. Harvey Elliott picks up the ball wide on the right-hand side off a Joe Gomez pass, and again, it's just not enough. We're just nowhere near what we usually like in those positions, and he has the time and space to just cut inside and from that half space pick out a slightly early cross, and not good. 1 minute of added time. 1 minute of added time at the end of the first half. North Idaho TV Network. Sorry, North Idaho Independent. The NIITS. Let me down a little bit there, although we get forward here. Ben Rama on the ball wide on the left-hand side. He's just being absolutely bullied there by Kwanzaa. We somehow managed to get the ball to Ben Johnson, who tried to spread it across the forenows. It was a nice idea, but it was a good block. Mavropanos tries to play it forward first time, and Liverpool win the throw. GP. 3 minutes, 3 seconds left of this half. Wouldn't mind if the referee just blew the whistle now. He does. Half time. Liverpool 1. West Ham United 0. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. What do you even say after a half like that? You know? What do you even say? Not entirely what I think anyone would have expected. I think if we're being honest about it, I think this is pretty much what we all thought was going to happen when we saw the lineups come out. It's been a complete and utter domination from Liverpool. I think realistically, defensively, we haven't been good enough. Although we've sort of done, we've verged on doing an okay job. Obviously, their goal has come from an absolute slapper from range. Brilliant goal by Dominic Szoboszlai. He turns around and before anyone can even begin to think about getting close to him, just absolutely hits a pile driver into the bottom corner. I think there's a lot of questions over how tight we were to him, and we could have been more tight. But realistically, look, it's a banger. But, I mean, our biggest problem today isn't even necessarily defending, given the fact that we're 1-0 down. Our biggest problem today is that we just cannot get the ball forward. There is literally nothing for us going forward. We are in full-on trying to survive the onslaught, and then when we do eventually get the ball, there is nothing. We are incapable of finding the ball forward, and you know, I think something that was very noticeable during that game. I mean, a lot of people in the live chat saying, you know, a lot of people asking, for example, a lot of people in the live chat, for example, Geo was saying, you know, is Souček playing today? Is Souček playing today? The fact that Souček had over 3 times the amount of touches as Jared Bowen, I think is incredibly obvious what our problem is today. And that's even if we do manage to stop the onslaught, we try to turn around and get forward, and we just can't. There's just nothing in that area at all.
I'm getting pissed off, Charlie. I'm pissed off that it felt like a good opportunity out there. I'm pissed off with how we're playing, how they scored, and really annoyed me, all things considered, how certain players are playing. And, you know, I want to get a pizza, order a pizza at halftime, but I can't really afford it. So that's pissed me off as well. That's got nothing to do with David Moyes. He's not pinching my money or anything. I just can't afford a pizza to cheer me up. So that's really annoying me, bugging me right in this minute. And that's frustrating me quite a lot. So, but in terms of, you know, remember when we were 1-0 down away to Spurs, I came on here and I said, hey, We're losing. But I was feeling quite positive. You remember?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not feeling like that tonight. It's only 1-0. That's the only positive there's two positives. One, it's only 1-0. And two, we actually have 3 players on the bench that can come on and possibly change the game in our favour like that. 3 subs. There's 3 obvious substitutions there. I don't think Ben Johnson's having the worst game ever. Obviously, he's at fault for the goal. One of the players at fault, so that will be the highlight. But he's okay. But he's not Emerson. So get Emerson on over that side of the pitch. I think Ward-Prowse. Fornals has got the energy, but Fornals doesn't have. I wanted to see Fornals do the James Ward-Prowse role, but Alvarez keeps fucking overtaking him. Like, who's doing the role? Who's the one supporting Jared Bowen? Because at 1 minute it's Fornals, the next it's out. I just watched there Konsa and Van Dijk and Keller just doing like little triangle passes with Alvarez running around like a dog, and then Konsa moved away with it, and Alvarez was now too tired to get back into midfield. Yeah. He was like, I'm like, well, what's going on here? Fornals was almost like trying to get up and support, but he wasn't sure what to do. It's just disorganized like Ward-Prowse there. It was a lot more, you could tell what was happening. Bowen, Ward-Prowse, Souček, Alvarez. I liked it. It just seems a little bit chaotic tonight. Kudus is the only player with any form of composure on that pitch. Any. They're getting it and just booting it. Every one of them, just booting it. Yeah. Even Bowen, that ball landed for him to hit it, and he thought about it, but he waited for it to come up and took another touch, and he lost it. You've just got to take your chance to just pray. You've just got to belt it at that goal and hope that you've got the keeper out, and you might get it tipped out for a corner. It's fine, but right at the end there, Charlie. Honest, I can't be the only one that was fucking fuming. We finally get up 2 or 3 players in the box. We finally get the ball out wide. And Ben Rama runs into defenders for the 5th time in the game. Literally just runs into defenders. No, he's not. I don't even know what he's trying to do. That one when he went into the box was pathetic. He just booted the ball through 3 Liverpool players, ran forward, stumbled, and fell into the back of Van Dijk or whatever. What are you doing? It's the equivalent of being in a car and just cramming between 2 cars at a red light. Where are you going? There's no room for you. What are you trying to do? But at the end there, they had the opportunity to cross it. He ran out of space. He gives it to Alvarez. He gives it back to him, gives it to Johnson, and tries to play an ambitious 40-yard ball across the face of the Liverpool box to cut it out, and they're on the counter-attack. Just get it in the box, for fuck's sake. I don't know, Charlie. It's just frustrating. I'm not enjoying this, to be honest with you, because listen. You go piss. Go on. Go piss. Otherwise, and anyway, Charlie needs to go pee. That's why I'm here to let Charlie go stretch his legs and go for a piss. But they kept on shooting. They've been shooting from distance all half. Harvey Elliott had shots. Curtis Jones had shots. Szoboszlai had an effort. So what do we do when the Szoboszlai lines one up? We sit back and say, go on then, hit it from distance. We know they can hit it from distance. These are players that have scored outside the box in the Premier League already this season. Don't know if Jones has got one, but historically he's scored from outside the 18-yarder for Liverpool. But certainly Elliott scored just 2 weeks ago against Crystal Palace. Szoboszlai scored outside the box. The warning signs from Liverpool were there. We're going to test your keeper from distance. Historically, in previous games, that works against the likes of Chelsea, where we go on, then what you got? And the answer is nothing. But we're asking players that are capable of scoring from outside the box, say, go on then, shoot. We're sitting back saying, what you got? We know what they've got. We've seen it. Right, okay, 2 things. I'll get to the live chat, right? Val, thank you. You didn't have to do that. I wasn't hinting for money. It's Christmas. It's just irresponsible to spend money on a pizza, isn't it? But thank you very much. And thank you to Paul. Thank you. I will get a pizza. I will order a pizza, but thank you. I am an idiot, Judas. I know that. It's fine. I'm here to moan. It's a fan channel. I'm a fan. I'm grumpy. Walter says it's just 1-0, so part of the plan. Trust in Moisaya. I mean, if it was 0-0, I'd agree with you. But JB said, "What's Moyes going to do? Because if he wants any chance of winning the game, he needs to make big subs at half." I agree with that. Let's see some subs at half time. It'll get the fans up. If the fans there see Paqueta, Emerson and Ward-Prowse coming out for the second half, they're going to think, hello, we're going to have a pop. They're shooting in our direction now. They'll get up for it as well. Hammer99 says he's annoyed with how predictable we are. Every goal kicks out to Sufal, we inevitably lose possession. Souček breaking up play for them are better than us. Ogbonna and Dinos being good. I don't disagree with anything he said, actually. Anderson says, Kudus said, tonight, Matthew, I'm going to be Andre Ayew. Brilliant. William says, big fan of Sufal, but I hate how he receives the ball and has to let the ball get into the perfect position before he plays a pass. It's the same movement every single time and it's easily closed down. Fuzzy says, not too bothered. I thought we'd be 3-0 down by now. Hope Moyes makes some serious changes after. That's fair enough. Lucas, why not attack? Got nothing to lose. Well, that's it in the cup, isn't it? If you're going to go out 1-0, 3-0, doesn't really make much difference, does it? Nothing. There's no consequences. Paul, yeah, I'll be able to get a pizza now. I've seen the other two. I'm scrolling. I'll get to them. Thank you. Matt, I've actually muted it. He was always going to be by. I don't mind it. He's a Liverpool fan. I don't mind it if Sky are going to employ an ex-Liverpool player and he's going to get excited about Liverpool. It's their fault. It's not really his fault. So the volume's down on the telly. Kevin says Moyes is throwing this game. Always credit him for not throwing cup games, but playing Ogbonna and Johnson against Liverpool, Sam Allardyce level. This is a confusing thing, isn't it? Because he doesn't throw cup games. And in the previous round against Arsenal, we went like full strength. So to get to the quarterfinals and then rotate doesn't make sense unless there is a genuine bug. But then the question is, well, why are they even on the bench? Why are they in the squad? Surely you'd be better with a 100% Callum Marshall on the bench than a 50% Danny Ings or even a 50% Lucas Paqueta. Surely be better off bringing on Callum Marshall, who's lively, in form, he's feeling fine. I don't know. I think there's an argument that that's possibly what would be the better option there. Liam says Liverpool's midfield are really highlighting how crap Souček is in possession. John, thank you. You know, stop putting money in the pizza fund, please. I wasn't hinted for money. I mean, thank you, but I know there's a couple more. I've seen them. I'll get on to it. I'm scrolling. Ryan said at last year, all seen how rubbish Benrahma is. He's been saying it for 3 seasons. Better late than never. Infuriating watching him. I think Benrahma gets a lot of stick on a regular from, and I say stick. He gets a lot of criticism. I don't think it's stick. I think it's just opinions that are negative, and that's fine as long as it's fair. Michael says Souček and Fernandes have been non-existent. Once again, Sufal gets found out against quality opposition. Johnson's been okay. Benrahma's a player who hasn't played a lot and is rusty. Oxby says Spurs all over.
One can only hope.
He's going to have to be bold. And he's going to have to do early subs and big subs, and that's just to give us half a chance.
We have to do subs to just be able to get out of our box because right now we're
Christopher, thank you, Charlie. People keep putting money for a pizza, and I feel bad now. GP says get Charlie a pot noodle. Do you want a pot noodle?
Always love a pot noodle.
Thank you to Greg's pizza fun and baby bells for Charlie.
Thank you, AG. Thank you.
Yeah,
I mean, listen, if we've got
ranting.
Listen, you can't mention pizza. You know, have you seen the watch along audience, bro? You mentioned pizza and you need some ice. I think look, if we have any shot, it does have to be, like you say, it has to be bold early subs and it has to be ones to get us out. Like I was talking during the game, and I think realistically, look, could you improve our defense by upgrading the players on it? Yeah, sure. But the big problem is that we can't get out of our box with any sort of consistency. We end up booting it long at Jared Bowen, and unsurprisingly, Virgil van Dijk beats him in the air. Shock, I know. So you have to make those big, bold early subs to be able to build up in any sort of way, and that has to be. I mean, it has to be Lucas Paquetá, really. Emerson, like you say, is like, I don't think Ben Johnson's playing badly either. I think Ben Johnson's doing okay, but you say he's not Emerson. That left-hand side is so good when it's Emerson and Paquetá. When it's not, it looks completely useless going forward. If
Moyes wants to keep it fresh, put Johnson on the right, take Sufal off. Sufal's not playing badly. It's just that I think Johnson's also doing okay. So if you want to rest Sufal, give him the second half off, put Johnson on the right and put Emerson on. It would be telling what Moyes does at halftime or doesn't do at halftime is going to be telling here. If he's serious about this, get in there, put a rocket up those players, because while I'm disgruntled with the lineup and a lot of the players' performances and the tactics. Like I said, the players' performances haven't been great either. There have been some brief opportunities to maybe do something, and the players have made the wrong decision. And yes, tactically they're shackled, and it's not the best thing, and the lineup's not the best. But there is still the fact that a lot of the players they're rushing stuff when they don't necessarily need to. And when we're pressing, I feel we're disjointed when we're doing it. I've seen Bowen running and no one's helping him, and they just pass it around. And at one point, I must have been happy through the first half. Ben Rama ran about 50 yards to chase down Quansah. And you could see Bowen saying, "Stop! Like, what are you doing?" And then he just passed it to Gomez, who's now got acres of space because Ben Rama's direct opponent is well out of position. You can see Bowen like, what have you done that for? Just calm down. And I think that's what we need to do. Just chill out a little bit when we've got possession. It's a difficult place to do pressure you, but just stop punting it, because while it's a tiring thing, it's more tiring when you're chasing shadows for the whole game, which we have been in that first half. It's difficult. It's just constant wave after wave of attack from Liverpool at the minute, and they're getting outside our box effortlessly. They're not even trying. They're just getting 20 yards to our goal without doing much. Right at the end there, Gakpo should have scored. That had free header. Mavropanos hadn't a fucking clue where he was. I don't know how Mavropanos has lost him in about a 1 yard of space, but he did. But it was simple. Went from centre-back to Szoboszlai to Elliott, dinked it into the 18-yarder, and Cody Gakpo had a free header. It was 3 simple passes from the halfway line to our 6-yarder, no pressure, nothing. It's just too easy. I don't mind getting beat by Liverpool. They are a better team than us. But not like this. It's like there's no bookings, nothing. It's a cup game. Come on, let's see some bollocks from the players tonight. Let's see. I want to come on the review thinking, do you know what? The boys gave 100%. They left everything out on that pitch tonight. I'm not even sensing that at the minute, Charlie. It feels like we're playing in second gear, and we're not that bothered about the cup. And I hope that's not true, because I won't be bloody happy if that is the case. They're there. Slapadat, I don't eat pineapple on pizza. Big no for me. And thank you to Charles for the $1. No pizza. No pineapple on pizza.
This Geo is why you'll never enjoy pizza.
Anyway, I'm seeing people say no changes, so I'm going to go. Otherwise, I'm going to... I mean, what's he doing?
I mean, he's putting out the same 11 he put out at the beginning game, but that's what he does. He puts
out something random as well. This is how much he's annoyed me tonight. He looks fucking weird with a woolly hat on as well. Why does he look so weird with a woolly hat on? Why does a man look so uncomfortable with a woolly hat on when it's cold?
I can't act like I don't agree.
I think it's just the lineup that's bugged me that much. When I saw him, I thought, "Oh, fuck off with your woolly hat! Look at you with your woolly hat on." Fucking honestly,
I can't act like I don't agree. You know.
Anyway, I'm gonna go, Charlie. I may watch us get beat in the second half comfortably because there's no changes. Honestly, just fucking try and win the fucking cup game, will you?
Thanks, Geo. He's not wrong, is he? If we're being honest about it, I'm not surprised at no changes. Realistically, we are back on the way. Deploy the boys. Come on, you irons. Time to run 2 things and all that. I'm not necessarily surprised by no changes. I mean, that's what David Moyes does. So I didn't think there would be any changes, if I'm being honest. I feel like over the last couple of games, what we've seen are 11 players finally start to find their feet and finally start to find form and click into place. Those balls from Paquetá to Kudus, you know, those beautiful passes, so nice. And it feels like we were finally building something together. Well, this shows you why we don't usually make subs, because to be honest with you, none of these players are working. Like, it's just not working. You change out minor things in that sort of thing and it just disappears. Just utterly disappears. Long shot from someone at Liverpool, bounces out for a corner off Tom Suchek. Yeah, it's. But again, I don't. The bench and the subs seem obvious, and it's like, well, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You know what I mean? Liverpool passing it around at the moment, just outside our box after their corner. They decide to play it short. My one hope, if I'm going to try and find some positive, right? My one hope is that I think the fact it's only 1-0 is kind of insane, given the amount of pressure we were under. We were under a relentless bombardment in that first half. And the fact they've only scored 1 from it is kind of insane. The flex comes across. Thank Christ, Soufal manages to get a touch. It's going to be another corner. We were under completely and utterly relentless bombardment in the first half of that game. And somehow we only kept it to 1-0. Now, I don't entirely know how, because like Geo said, for example, that Gakpo header just should have been a goal, for example. But if we can even just turn up ever so slightly in this game, then maybe we have a chance of just pinging it at him and getting a goal. Crossed in, headed away from Thomas Souček. Then maybe we could do something, but Tsimikas goes for a second one, and that time Mavropanos heads it away strongly. Hoofed back into the box from Liverpool. Ben Johnson deflects off his head more than anything. He tries to get control of it and can't. It's going to be a throw into Liverpool. But realistically, I mean, that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. Because that's the positive. And again, we have good players to bring on off the bench, but who's fit? All of these questions surrounding the squad, it's so difficult to say. And I can't sit here and be much more positive than that, if we're being honest about it. Played out wide left for Liverpool. Played forward, can't quite find the space. Nunez turns under no pressure, hits it, and Areola was equal to it, thankfully. His turn there was ridiculous. It wasn't even that good of a turn. He just seems to be walking in one direction and goes, actually, I'm going to walk in the other. There's 2 defenders around him. There's Mavropanos who's standing off him. I don't know who that is who's trying to tackle him. I think it's Pablo Fornals. It's just so easy to turn around. Whipped in, head away again from Mavropanos as well to rise up from the corner and just head it away once more. Back outside to Dominic Szoboszlai, tries to whip it in, and Cody Gakpo can't get a header onto it properly. It's going to be a goal kick. We'll take. I think it was actually Constant. Yeah, it was Constant, not Cody Gakpo. No, I don't know how he turned that easy. Mavropanos was there covering relatively well, and then Pablo Fornals came across, which made Mavropanos turn out slightly, and then it's not even a fancy turn, it's a Cruyff turn, but I mean, he just stopped walking in one way and started walking in the other. It wasn't even that fancy. Played out wide to Joe Gomez, who tries to come charging forward. I'll be honest with you, Joe Gomez has been crap today. Like, he keeps getting these chances, and his passing has been fluffed. He's just been rubbish today. Cue Joe Gomez scoring, but he has been rubbish. Shot from range, Curtis Jones, thankfully wide post from range. Yeah, he's been rubbish today. Ben Johnson's clearly been told to try and get forward as well down the left-hand side, because we almost managed to get some sort of momentum going down that left-hand side, and he was on his bike already. He was off down that left-hand side. Again, it's just the sort of things he can't do that Emerson can. Neil, it's a Barnes. Neil, you've absolutely killed that. Not Jesus. You've absolutely nailed that. Not Jesus again. Big. He heard Geo, and he was hurt. He was hurt by it. Jared Bowen actually passes it into the box, but there's enough Liverpool shirts back to stop it. Good interception there from Alvarez. Tries to win the ball back. Jared Bowen just loses out the ball way too easily. Thankfully, we win a throw-in somehow. From just awful play from Jared Bowen. We can see we're getting pictures of Paquetá warming up. He seems to be ready to come on. All he needs to do is remove the bib, and he's prepped and ready to come on. He's doing some stretches, but we're going to get a long throw from Soufal in the meantime. We're actually further forward, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to stress you out too much. Nope. Okay, he decides to throw it short to Pablo Fornals. Oh my God, what an absolutely exquisite waste of a throw-in. I mean, still, Ben Johnson trying to flip round Endo there doesn't quite make it work. Alvarez, is he going to pick up a yellow? He gets the foul. He wins the foul there. Alvarez in the ring. Can you time out Geo for a laugh? I don't know what happens if you time out the account that's streaming it. Can't lie, I don't know what happens. And I'm scared to find out. Part of me wants to find out, but I'm scared we're going to find out. Yeah, Alvarez picks up a yellow. Very, very Alvarez-y there. A very Alvarez-y yellow card. Well, I don't know. Are you able to add names at all yet? Well, another question we should ask. Joe Gomez charges forward. Alvarez can't quite get hold of the ball. Szoboszlai tries to slide it in. Nunez, big clearance away there from Mavropanos again. Virgil van Dijk calmly controls that one under, let's be real, no pressure whatsoever. Elliott tries to play it across to Szoboszlai, who looks for a Zidane turn out of nowhere. Thomas Souček does well to stop that one. Don't know what Szoboszlai was trying there. Ben Johnson gets on the ball, charges forward. Nicely done, Ben Johnson. Takes it round the utterly pointless Joe Gomez. And that's a beautiful ball down the line for Jarrod Bowen. This is a good opportunity. There's no real options there. He plays it across, looking for Pablo Fornals. And we win a corner. Better. This is better. Imagine that. Imagine if we were doing any of this for the entire game. Ben Johnson does really well there. Fair play. Goes down the left-hand side. Takes it past the somewhat awful Joe Gomez, and then plays a really nice ball down the line for Jarrod Bowen, who ends up managing to get on the end of it, and he doesn't really have any options. He could have maybe gone for the shot, but decides to try and play it across Pablo Fornals arriving late, and to be fair, Fornals gets on the end of that. He could have smashed it home, and they just managed to get a foot onto it. It's going to be a corner to West Ham on our right-hand side, their left. Jarrod Bowen to take. It's going to be an in-swinger from the right-hand side, puts it into that near post position as per usual, and it's headed away. Just once more, run to the failed corner technique of booting it at the near post, for Christ's sake. We still have possession of the ball. Not a bad ball over the top if he's somehow onside, but he isn't because he is Said Benrahma and he's having a poor game. Offside from Benrahma, but better. Better. Isn't that fun and nice to watch? Wasn't that a vibe? It's at this point I should say, you know how I usually don't sleep? And I'm up all night. Well, somehow in the last week, my sleeping pattern has completely flipped. And this morning, I woke up after a nice 8-hour sleep at 6 a.m. And I have been falling asleep every night on the sofa at about 8 p.m. It's now 9 p.m. I'm struggling. I'm struggling. Lee, good to see you, sir. How are you? Apparently, Paquetá's about to come on, but Harvey Elliott is on down the right-hand side here. Ben Johnson does well, stands him up. Ben Johnson's having an okay game. He hooks it clear just to try and get it clear. It's not a great clearance, but he does something. Ben Johnson's having an okay game. Paquetá's looking like he's about to come on. He's apparently stripped off and ready. I heard, by the way, that Stu said on the video I was commenting on that you had predicted a 4-0 win for West Ham against Wolves, and you were flipping close. You would have been closer than I was. Shot from range from Liverpool once more from Szoboszlai. Deflects off. I don't think it was on Szoboszlai. It was Nunez deflected off Cody Gakpo. The deflection comes forward. Benrahma's going to come off for Paquetá in a moment. Ball forward. Cody Gakpo's there. Or is it Jones? That's a good finish. It's 2-0. It was Curtis Jones. 2-0. Slots it underneath for Areola. He comes flying through. Has an insane amount of space. And to be fair, it's not the easiest finish, but he just slots it underneath Areola and it's 2-0. Right when we were first starting to feel like we had something, or we were maybe starting to get to some sort of grip in the game, Curtis Jones hits their second. Liverpool 2, West Ham United 0. Jesus Christ. That's awful defending. Curtis Jones plays the ball into Darwin Núñez. I didn't pick up on how bad that was the first time around. It's a good finish from Jones to slot it in, to be fair. But the 1-2 is so easy. He plays the ball into Darwin Núñez and then just begins his run, and no one follows him. Not a single soul even considers follow him. That's insane. That's insane. And I'm not someone who complains about commentary too much. I barely listen to commentary most of the time. When we're doing these, I just have it on in the background so I can identify players easier. Paquetá has just come on for Ben Rama. For Christ's sake. Like, I'm not someone who complains about commentary, right? And I'm not going to complain too much about Jim Carragher, because really, I really don't care. The fact he's just called that great link-up play when, my G, there wasn't a defender in sight. Like, it wasn't great link-up play. There was no defending. Christ. Anyway, Ben Johnson plays it into... That's a great ball. Oh, that was an awesome ball from Pablo Fornals. And Kelleher has to come flying out and punch it. Ball's bouncing around and Liverpool can come forward now. This is a good opportunity for Liverpool to counter-attack down the left-hand side. They're streaming forward. Curtis Jones once more on the ball. He has the ball across to Darwin Núñez, who slows it down. We're thankfully back into a strong position. Shot from range from Curtis Jones, who has the confidence. And it's high and over. Whoever, by the way, I've just read it. I didn't read the names. Whoever said that in the Pamis Chat Patreon group chat, my G's. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you to say. Liverpool are about to make a triple substitution. Salah and Trent, two of them who are at least coming on, I saw. Big boot forward from Areola. Unsurprisingly, Paquetá loses out on the header. He seems to have gone into the... He seems to have gone central, Paquetá, like we did, and Kudus charging forward from central area as well. Bowen tries to flick it across, can't quite make it work. Paquetá seems to have gone up front. So we've gone for a similar thing we did in after the sub against Wolves, where we ended up scoring with Paquetá's taken up the central role. Jarrod Bowen has gone wide onto the right. Kudus has gone into the centre in the 10 role. And then Pablo Fornals has now taken up the left-hand side. Has taken up on the left-hand side where Ben Rama once was. It's an interesting idea. I kind of get it. Again, he's deceptively good at build-up play, Paquetá. He's deceptively good at build-up play, but I don't know. I mean, I guess we have to do something, so it's not the end of the world, but yeah. Endo's going to be the first one who comes off for Trent. Konate is also coming on for Van Dijk. And I think Szoboszlai is coming off for, I believe it's Salah. Right. Big boot forward for Liverpool. Mavropanos goes flying into that. He's almost having to do it single-handedly, Mavropanos. Ben Johnson up against Mohamed Salah, and Cody Gakpo tries to get it away. Can't quite manage it. Right, I'll be interested to see how our sub ends up working out longer term. Paquetá playing in that forward role. It works against Wolves, and it's not necessarily the worst idea. He's deceptively good at hold up play because of his close control. He's stronger than he seems. Paquetá. If we're gonna sort of boot it out, I'd rather we boot it at Paquetá than we would Jarrod Bowen. He can then attack him from that space on the right hand side where he is so lethal. You can get Kudus into the game maybe on knockdowns and stuff like that. I don't think it solves our problem with build up. If I'm being frank about it, is Fornals better at that than Said Ben Rama? Yes, significantly. But Played out wide to Mohamed Salah. God bless Ben Johnson. It's going to be a long day. Thank Christ for that. That ball's played in behind, and Areola's thankfully up against Harvey Elliott, beats him. It's going to be another corner to. It's going to be another corner. Ben Johnson, man, you got to feel for the lad. You got to feel for him. Now he's up against Mohamed bloody Salah. I know this isn't how you said it, but in my head, you bottle job, you dickhead. You dickhead Campbell. You bottleless git. What a video. What a video. Shout out Young Tom. He won't see this. He won't see this, but he's forever in our hearts. As a man we all love and respect. Raising a child. Crazy talk. Anyway, it's gonna be a corner to Liverpool. Trent Alexander-Arnold comes across to take it. Right hand side or left. It's going to be an outswinger. Whips it in, thankfully, straight to the front post. Ben Johnson nods it away, not super successfully, but Soufal battles with Tsimikas and tries to lay it forward, but there was just no real options on there. They're looking for a shot from range. Nunez lays it short to Trent Alexander-Arnold, who does go for it from range. It almost managed to roll away through there. Flipping heck. Flipping heck. You love to see it. King. Now, but respect for my king, you know what I mean? Talk about crisps or something. So now what we might do. We could do something, guys. We could do something. I'm shocked we've had that many, I'm not gonna lie. I would have thought it would have been significantly like that's not good. Don't get me wrong, that's bad. But I would have thought it would have been. I don't know, man. I don't know. Listen, I'm from a council estate in North London. I don't know what you want from me. I don't know what you want from me. I go from getting accused of being posh to talking like it's a very weird set of circumstances. Tsimikas comes forward, Jarrod Bowen battling with him. Tsimikas beats him. Jarrod Bowen look a little bit lost there, so he gets back and stops Tsimikas from going forward. We've got a more from a hemming them in perspective. We've got a better defense on the pitch now with Jarrod Bowen and Fornals on either side. Nunez is just rubbish, isn't he? He somehow manages to win a corner off that, but he was lost. He was lost. Whipped in from Tsimikas from the corner over the top of everyone. Pablo Fornals gets the control and punts it clear. Having fun? I'm tired, Alex, man. I'm tired. I woke up at 6 a.m. I had to run home for this. I was in kind of Shoreditch ends in a pub. I had to run home. Well, I got a bus and had to run the rest of the way. I'm tired. Oh, ball over the top. Mohamed Salah, thankfully, is way too far ahead of him. He almost managed to get in behind there, but Areola just comes out and collects it because it was way too far forward. Nice play from Ben Johnson there. He ends up losing the ball by running straight into someone, but it was a nice moment from Ben Johnson at least. And then thankfully their ball forward doesn't work and it's going to be a goal kick. Nice moment from Ben Johnson. I mean, he flopped it literally straight after this, but you know. Did Mark Goldbridge shout us out? Shout out Mark Goldbridge. What guy? I feel like, right, Bozza, first of all, thank you for letting me know. Second of all, I feel like Goldbridge was in this chat once, right? There was an account that I saw was Goldbridge's. It said like Goldbridge's That's Football, right? And I was looking at it and I was like, that's a troll account. But then after the fact, I was like, what if it wasn't? And I didn't say hello. What can you do? What can you do? You try. You try. Yeah, do you know what I mean? I'm certain it happened. If somehow Mark Goldbridge sees this, if you somehow see this and you were in this live chat once and I didn't say hello, I'm sorry. That's disgraceful from me. I hope you're having a good day. I'm sorry. I feel like yeah. Anyway, we move. We move. It's 2-0. Who cares, right, at this point? I disagree with you. I don't think he's played absolutely crap. I think he's actually been okay today. Do I think he's been good enough? Is a different conversation. I think he's done okay. That little moment there, he controls it, little dribble moves, and all this, like, it's vibes. But he lost the ball instantaneously. So we move. No worries, JB. I'm jealous and I respect it. I'm jealous and I respect it. Have a good one, bro. Imagine the scenes, ASO. Imagine the scenes if we popped off a shot now. Listen, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. Imagine if it was on target. Imagine if it was on target. Crazy. Crazy. Big ball forward. Can't quite make it work. Liverpool making another change. Simicast coming off. I think it was, say, Bradley was coming on. Is it Bradley? Let's just say his name is Bradley. Like the one in EastEnders who died that one time falling off the roof. Bradley. I'm waiting for the graphic. It's Connor Bradley. There you go. Like the one in EastEnders who died that one time falling off the roof. Vibes. Yeah, I'm starting to feel like we should have just moved Paquetá onto the left. The idea was there, and I wasn't against necessarily trying it, but part of the problem here, and I feel like I probably should have picked up on this earlier, and if I'm being honest, I probably feel like we as a side, Moyes as a manager, should have picked up on this earlier. But I feel like if we couldn't get Jared Bowen into the game, Mohamed Salah, thankfully that's an awful shot, then we probably wouldn't be able to get Paquetá into that position in the pitch either. It's an idea. It's an idea. Bradley first touch into the path of Mohamed Salah there. It's way too far ahead of him. The idea was nice. From young Bradders. Max's son, of course. Max's son. Fun fact about Max from EastEnders. I used to see him. He lived near to where one of my friends lived. This is about 15 years ago at this point. Maybe a little bit less. Maybe about 12. And I would get the bus home from their house. And I would see him walk past the bus stop. And he would, as he was approaching the bus stop so no one would talk to him, he'd pretend to take a phone call. And then the second you get past the bus stop, put the phone back in his pocket again. That's what my man Max from EastEnders does in his IRL life. Other fun EastEnders facts. Minty once almost ran me over with his car when I wasn't concentrating. This is a great opportunity for West Ham, by the way. Mohamed could have shoot from range. It was always rising. He maybe should have passed there, although I don't know if there were any great options on. We take the throw-in quickly, and for once we actually have an okay throw-in. Kudus takes it. Listen, we've had a shot. I can't complain too much about it, but he maybe could have passed there. I'm not necessarily against it, but maybe could have done something there. Our first shot of the game. Can't complain too much at this point. Konate has just walked through our entire team, by the way. And when I say walked through, I mean he's literally walked through our entire team. Cody Gakpo puts it onto his trunk and puts 3. Oh, 3-0. 3-0. Cody Gakpo. We had the high of having a shot. We got what we wanted. We had a shot. And then Konate picked up the ball in his half. Walked past Paquetá. Then past Fornals. Then past whoever that was. Do you know what? Right, I've been trying to hold this in. I'll be honest with you. I've been trying to hold this in because But for fuck's sake, man, just one of you is the centre back. It's the centre back, and he just wanders through the team, like just wanders through the team. He just walks through. He just waltzes through. There's so many of you. There's like 11 players on that pitch. How does one of you not stop their centre back from walking from their half, their area, all the way to our area? Oh, good. Tilo Kehra's on the pitch. That's going to make a fucking difference, isn't it? Tilo Kehra comes on alongside Ward-Prowse for Kudus and Sufal. So who's that? Kudus has come off. James Ward-Prowse has come on. What was the other one? Sufal for Kehra, that was it. Oh, anyway. I've been trying to avoid that. It's not the vibe I want to go with, you know what I mean? But we move. We move. Sorry. I try not to swear. I try not to swear. James Ward-Prowse tries to whip in. We're going to lose that free kick. I'm going to say this. And just to be clear, when I say this, this is not to absolve David Moyes of anything. This is not to absolve David Moyes. Okay. I just want to say that before I say what I'm about to say, because I know if I say this without the pretext, without the preface, then people are going to be like, that's David Moyes' fault. There's 11 fucking players on the pitch, right? How does their centre-back go from the area all the way to our area? Their centre-back. It's Canate. You know? Not Mohamed Salah. He just walked. There's 11 of you on the pitch. One of you, I beg. Ah, what an absolute waste of time. What a genuine waste of time. Jesus Christ. Man. It's like you watch it. You just watch them walk forward, man. Jones on the edge of the area. Plays it to Mohamed Salah. Whips it in. Man was doing a half marathon. He just started wandering. It's going to be a corner. Going to be a corner to Liverpool. Harvey Elliott to take it from our left-hand side. It's going to be an in-swinger. That was what it was. That's what broke me. Corner comes in, headers about, hooks away. Going to be a throw into Liverpool. Hang on. It's there. We're there. We're there. Geo, am I allowed to show that on camera? I just sent you a reply asking if I could show it. Okay. Well, I'm showing it now. Hang on. People, I have something to show you from Geo. Where's the button I need? I need this one. I need this one. I need this one. Hang on. We're almost there. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. There we go. You love to see it. You love to see it, ladies and gentlemen. He got his, he's happy. He's happy. At this point, you gotta respect it. You just gotta respect it. Shout out to Charles, to Slapper, to OG, to GP, to Christopher, to the Oxby, to John, to Paul, to Val. What a time to be alive. Jarrod Bowen has just smashed one in, by the way. Jarrod Bowen, low-key, has just scored an absolute slapper. Shockingly, while a picture of Geo was on the screen, eating pizza. That's what we needed. It was the pizza. We've talked about this at length. Jarrod Bowen's just scored an absolute slapper. Ball gets played forward. It's Ben Johnson. He plays it in round the back. Jarrod Bowen makes a big run, controls it down, takes it past Gonzo, and then smashes it in. That's a fantastic finish from Jarrod Bowen. Genuinely fantastic finish from Jarrod Bowen. Puts it onto his weak foot as well and absolutely pile drives it in. Fair play, Jarrod Bowen. Maybe that picture's lucky. Maybe if we just show that picture of Geo all the time, we'll be great. Maybe that's what we need. Jarrod Bowen gets a goal. It's 3-1. 13 minutes to go. Plus stoppage time. Diaz has come on for Cody Gakpo. It feels way too late. But listen. 3-1. No? Is it back on? Is it on? Are we on for a Tottenham-style comeback? But it's 3-1. We'll take it. Geo. Let us all praise Geo. Can we all say thank you, Geo, for eating the pizza? I'm trying to stay calm. I've just looked at our defending for Joe Gomez getting a shot. And I'm trying to stay calm. Joe Gomez turns Tilo Kehrer like he doesn't exist, stormed forward like no one else existed, and then took a shot inside our area. Joe Gomez. You love to see it. You love to see it. Offside, West Ham. He was living la vida loca. He's got dumps like a truck. Guys like, what? Baby, move your butt. So let me say it again. She had dumps like a truck. Guys like, what? I think he has as well, David. I genuinely think he's done all right. I think given the circumstances, he's done all right. We've pressed well there. Pablo Fornals and James Ward-Prowse getting in there. Souček plays it back to James Ward-Prowse. Back out wide to the edge of the area. Pablo Fornals finds Ben Johnson. Looks to try and whip that ball in. It's not. It's over the top of everyone. The idea was there, but yeah. All night long. Let me see that thong. Come on. Listen, we got bigger. Listen, we got bigger problems than that. I don't know if you know. I don't know if you saw Geo, but Kanate picked up the ball and then strode the entire fucking length of the pitch. Joe Gomez, who has been shit, picked up the ball, fucking did a Cruyff turn, and then got a shot off. We've got big problems. We've got big problems. Here comes Danny Ings. That's going to solve the issue. Is everyone ready for Danny Ings to play up front by himself? I am. James Ward-Prowse pressing from the front line. You love to see him. Oh, Bonner. Bullet header forward. Look at that dome coming into play. Pow, 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 pow. Oh. Shot from range. Jesus Christ. Off the post. And Mohamed Salah has missed from just outside the 6-yard box. I mean, it came at him very fast, so I can't complain too much. I can't doubt him. I can't shoot at him too much because you know. But Darwin Núñez cuts in from the left-hand side, is given all the space in the world because, of course, he is. Hammers a shot from range. It beats Areola, hits off the inside of the post, back to Mohamed Salah, who just was not expecting it, and cannot convert from just outside the 6-yard box. Dribbles wide. Unreal. Mohamed Salah. Who did Danny Ings come on for then? Fornals? Seems like the obvious answer. For Alvarez. Hang on. Yeah, man. Why not? Vibes. Let's bring on James Ward-Prowse. Hear me out. Hear me out, guys. I've had a brainstorm, right? We bring on James Ward-Prowse. He starts pressing. We do well from that. We end up getting a goal. He's doing nice pressing, and then instantly we put him back in the double pivot 6 where he's been shit for the entire season. Yeah. Yeah. Let me see that ball. Salah charging through. Is it going to be 4? It is. Mohamed Salah gets the goal. He gets the goal. Whoop. Whoop. Oh. I'm actually fuming now. I wasn't fuming before. Like, when we were just getting beat, but, like, whatever, like, I wasn't fuming. Now, I'm fuming. We lose the ball. Do you know what? Who cares? Mohamed Salah scored. Like, whatever, man. Whatever. We lose the ball up front. They kick it forward. Mohamed Salah's basically through 1-on-1 from the halfway line because we're so far forward and we're committing way too far forward. Because, of course, we take off Alvarez, who's like the only defensive midfielder who can defend. We move James Ward-Prowse back into that position because, yeah, that makes sense. That's where he's thrived. And guess what? Mohamed Salah scores straight away. Vibes. It's 4-1. I fully left the building. I'm Collingwood. We're just... Whatever, man. Christopher, thank you, bro. Appreciate you being here. And thank you for the second super chat as well. Very kind of you. Helps out the channel genuinely massively. It doesn't just give Geo pizza. It actually genuinely helps the channel massively. It's a huge thing for us. So thank you, Christopher. It's very kind of you. On what is an awful match. Just an absolute waste of all of our times. Yeah. Thank you, Fluffy. It's very kind of you to say, bro. It's very kind of you to say. Played forward. Gakpo steaming forward. This is Gakpo again. Curtis Jones. It's 5. Let me see that thumb, baby. That thumb. It's 5-1. Curtis Jones scores. Can you tell I don't care anymore? Can you tell I'm at this point just no longer caring? What I've just realised, right, is that there's channels out there, right, that take the reactions from every one of the channels when the team scores and like compiles them into a compilation and uploads them, right, separately, right? And if they do one for this game, 2 of the goals, one of them has a picture of Geo eating a pizza, and the other one has me singing the thong song. So, you know, Fan Reactions FC, you do good work, man. Oh, because I like the way. It's almost like you take off. It's almost like you take off Alvarez, you put James Ward-Prowse in a double pivot, and it goes wrong. I don't want to boil it down to quite simplistic things, you know. Oh, Jesus Christ, me and Gio have to do a live video at 9 a.m. talking about this tomorrow. We'll just talk about the pizza. Played forward. Genuinely, I'm actually done with Jamie Carragher. I've muted the stream. I've muted it. Jamie Carragher's gone. I'm no longer interested in what Jamie Carragher has to say. I'm now listening to Expecto Norse by Todd Terzier, which is an unreal song. That's what I'm doing now. I've put on the playlists. I'm not interested in what Jamie Carragher has to say about this. I genuinely don't. I'm too tired for this. I haven't got the energy. Thank you, Dan. Thanks. Again, it's very kind of you. Ben Johnson's going to take a throw from the left-hand side. Big ball across, looking for Jared Bowen. He's mishit it, and Kelleher, who, to be fair, misjudges it, can't quite make it happen. Bro, that whole album is so good. It's Album Time is a great album. I can't lie. It's an unreal album. It was my mum who introduced me to it. And she's like, this is great. And I listened to it and I was like, you are not wrong. This is such tune after tune. Curtis Jones trying to charge his way into the box again. Big hoof clearance. Not a single West Ham player anywhere near Liverpool's half. It's not like we're losing 5-1, but you know. I'm so annoyed. I'm so annoyed. Liverpool are passing it around. Like, it's just, I'm so annoyed. I'm like, it takes a lot for me to get here, but I am here now. I am ready. I have been fiddling with this little Kinder Egg, like little digger, the entire match. And I do it quite often just because it's like, you know, it's just there. And the amount, I have almost thrown it as hard as I can across the room several times. I'm like, for me, this is as angry as I'm ever going to get. Shot from range, very wide from Liverpool. This is as angry as you're going to get. Harvey Elliott, the one who took it. Who is the guy next to Jurgen Klopp? That man looks like he enjoys a pint, and I respect it. Big boot forward. We win a consolation free kick from about 40 yards off. Unsurprisingly, Paquetá going down. Yeah, I'm calming down now. Yeah, to be fair, I'm calming down now. We try to take it quickly. Unsurprisingly, we lose out the ball and it goes back. I suspect you'll see something on the review. There's going to be a live review straight after this. It's a great opportunity for Liverpool. They come steaming forward. Thankfully, they're offside. The thing about when I get really tired is I start to the wall, I have a filter and it just disappears. I was ready to say some things then. Just sucks, doesn't it? Football sucks, man. Football sucks. Why do we put ourselves through this ever? Areola, big boot forward. 1 minute left plus stoppage time to play. Ideally as little as possible. It's going to be about 85 minutes somehow, but ideally as little as possible would be nice. Oh, do you know what? I'm just going to have to listen to this whole album. This song, Inspector Norse by Toto. Listen, if any of you want just a funky disco, Inspector Norse is a screamer. I can't pronounce half the songs on this album, but there are some absolute bangers on there. Yeah, that's an obvious yellow card from Darwin Núñez there, who's just tried to, I don't even know what you call that. Side kung fu kicker, man. Give me a bit of Svenska. Svenska? I don't know how to pronounce it. That one's a banger as well. There's some of this. That was too good. Played out wide. Lucas Paquetá tried to flick it around Joe Gomez, who concedes a corner. Nothing, not a goal. Again, he's rubbish. The thing is, I like Joe Gomez, but I think he's been so awful today. James Ward-Prowse looks to play it in. 4 minutes plus of added time. Corner goes straight to a Liverpool head. Front man doesn't even clear it, and it's booted away. Did it get played in recent? Which ISO? How have I missed? No. Which ISO? How have I missed this? I'm fuming. I'm going to have to go back through them now. Well, after this. Well, after I make a thumbnail for the review. Oh, I can't make a thumbnail for the review. After I do that. I'm fuming I've missed this number. We lose the ball instantly in midfield. Instantaneously, as one might say. And by one, I mean me too often. Darwin Núñez looks to step up Tilo Kehrer. 3 more minutes to go of stoppage time. We're trying to defend it, but we're not able to get the ball out at all. Just remember we brought Danny Ings on. Oh, you hate to see it. You truly do. Remember, there will be a full live match review straight after this, Geo. Probably saying some very not kind things. We'll be live after this. In fact, let me go get that link for that now. So I don't have to do it while doing the outro like I usually do. Let me go grab that now. My lord, there is already a significant amount of people in the chat of the review. Well, maybe not a significant, but there are people in there. Whipped in from Trent Alexander-Arnold. Thankfully, it's an awful corner. I mean, header away is just nowhere. Hooked inwards. Louis, you are nothing but a ray of sunshine in my life. You know this. Now but love for my G. Souček just boots it clear. Straight into touch. Bang. Corner. Have that. The NIITS is struggling. Almost considered just not bothering, but we're back again. Trent finds Elliot. Mohamed Salah's there. In the summer swap? Did you? No, I listened to that one, I'm sure. Bro, I'm going to listen to it after this. That's disgraceful from me. I'm sure that's actually disgraceful from me. $30 seconds left. Did we win the bet? I don't think we won. I'll be honest with you. I don't think we won the bet. Daza, I don't think we won the bet. I'm going to say that conclusively. I don't think it happened. 15 seconds left. We're on the ball. Go on, just score. Go on, have a banter shot. It wasn't a bad pass, but it was to Danny Ings, so it was never going to work, unfortunately. And there is the final whistle. West Ham United 1, Liverpool 5 is the final score. And I can't be asked. Geo will be live in a moment for the full live match review, which I highly recommend you check out. I'll spam the link to that in chat right now. Click over there, go and have some fun. Basically, just try and, you know, let's be honest, it's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be a good watch if you're someone who plays or manages West Ham United. But do go check that out. Like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe to Ham's Chat because it's the most consistent fan channel around when it comes to watch alongs and all this sort of nonsense. Thank you, most importantly, to Val, to Paul, to John, to the Oxby, to Christopher, to GP, to Old Greg's Creamy Baileys, to Slappadar, to Charles, and to Christopher once more for the super chats. Thank you so much, everyone. It really genuinely helps out the channel massively. It doesn't just feed Geo. It genuinely helps out the channel a huge amount. And there you go. That's the end of it. Carabao Cup journey is over. West Ham United 1, Liverpool 5. Long. Go watch the review. Enjoy it. Speak to you later, everyone. I'll see you for the Man United again. See you later, everyone. Bye. See you later. Bye.